And don't forget, we got to get Joe Klecko in the Hall of Fame this.
I think he's going to be day one, a violent vertical edge setter.
He's going to be in the net. I see some ass on the edge. Get that mindset to put your shoulder on somebody. Dig, drop, you're finished. Hey, first down. This is weird, kid. Worse than that, right?
Well, hello, everybody. What are we doing? Extra Sunday Night Love Fest. I am excited. This is a good one. I could not be in a better mood to be here for an extra live stream with you guys. And rather than delay and talk and all that, I'm going to bring on our special friends for tonight. Now, they can't all be here, but the ones that we do have are extra special. So let's say hello first to Watu K, the president of the Virginia Jets fan club himself. What's up, Sugar?
I'm doing fantastic, White Beard. I'm on with GreenBean and Frankie tonight, and I don't have a trivia question ready to go. It feels strange.
Yeah. Well, it's weird, but hey, man. You know, it's funny. Somebody said, I think it was Ant Jets up top. He said, first comment, he said, Battle of the Beards. I said, oh, man, I should have capitalized on that. Maybe I could have said as much. But speaking of beards, let's bring on the other beard for tonight. And let's say hello to Frankie from Flatbush. What's up, Frankie?
Happy Sunday, everybody. Happy Sunday. So this is not the Gripe Intelligently show. I think this is the time to gripe stupidly now.
You have complete freedom to be as stupid as you'd like, Frankie.
All right. Let's get stupid.
Yeah, and I think that feels kind of nice, right? We have a little bit of freedom. You don't feel so much pressure to make sure everything you say is so intelligent, you know? This is good. So tonight, guys, we have a special little something for you guys. Now, it'll be a little bit different than anything we've done before. So there is the potential for, like Frankie was talking about, some stupidity for tonight. Some mistakes like you already saw in the intro. I was dragging my mouse down and it clicked something else in there. Well, I didn't know what was going on. So starting it off right. So tonight we are going to do a head-to-head mock draft comparison that you guys are going to let us know exactly whose is best. Now, I teetered on saying most realistic, potentially most accurate, like what we think would be the most accurate. But you know what? Just tell us which one you think is the best. We'll do it that way. This way, if it's me, I can tell these guys I'm the best. And so I think it's just simpler that way, and I like it. So I wanted to tell you, I put a pinned comment in the top of the chat. You guys should be able to see it. That will take you to greenbeanjetsfan.com, and that's where all of our first round mocks are held, so you can remember stuff, look for reference, all that kind of stuff. I encourage you to use that because there are 5 mocks on there. Now, sadly, Dom C can't be with us tonight because he is on somewhat of a family vacation. He's doing all kinds of fun stuff, going to baseball games, and he's going to Six Flags around the country and cool stuff like that. So he can't be with us tonight. He may or may not stop in to say hello. And Jeremy is driving right now. He wanted to do this while he was driving. I couldn't in good conscience allow him to focus on this while driving up the 405. The 405 has enough friggin' problems out there. We don't need Jeremy damn near drunk with mock drafting goodness. We don't need it. So again, the link to the webpage where we've already done the work is going to be up there. Now we're going to talk about this, and we're going to see which drafts you guys think are the best. And then at the end, we might have a surprise for you guys as well. I want to make special mention to Gitmo Bob. Evening, Gitmo Bob. Long weekend, needed some Jet intelligent talk. Oh, we're sorry, Bob. This is not the intelligent show. You're about to see us get as stupid as we want. But it's good to see you, buddy. Truly, truly good to see you. I hope that we can help raise your spirits just a touch, and that'll be good for us. Sneakers to Boots is here. Jets Forever is here. Malone Labe is here. Am I saying that right? Is Malone Labe or Labe?
Malone Labe.
Labe, right? That's what I thought. I always, it's like the same thing I was doing the other night. I think it's like with Braden Bethwaite. I always think I'm going to be wrong what I think is first, so I say the wrong thing, trying to correct myself when I already know. You know what I mean? MC's here. Happy birthday, MC. Everybody, it's New York Sports MC's birthday. He is 21 years old finally, and he can have that legal drink. And we should all congratulate him. Joe Campione, Emanon, Ant Jets, Gary B, Thomas Cahill is back. It's good to see you guys. Matt Simon is here. Stupid is as stupid does. Stupid is as stupid does. You know, I don't know. That one, I never agreed with that one, Frankie. I don't know what my problem is. I do believe in the box of chocolates thing. Life is very much like a box with chocolates. But stupid is as stupid does. I always had like, maybe because I'm so stupid that I don't like it. Maybe I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. Who knows? So let's get this shindig started now, guys. Well, one last thing. Sneakers to the Boots brings it up. And he wants to congratulate Frankie from Flatbush on 1,000 subs on the most deserving channel I can think of. One of the best. It's only the beginning for our buddy Frankie, as anybody who's been to his page will attest. It's fantastic, and congratulations once again, Frankie. When is your little event that you're having? Did you have it already?
We had it already. We had it yesterday. It was fantastic. We had to have it right at the time when the unfortunate news was breaking about Dwayne Haskins. So it was a little. We had to tamp it down a little.
Yeah,
because that was horrible.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. You know, I mean, obviously, the sadness of just what is he? He's about to be 25 years old, right? It's like that's just the saddest thing ever. And you know, look, freak accidents like that, I mean, they happen every day, obviously, but never ever anything less than devastatingly sad. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I was like, no way. But on your end too, it's kind of a, you know, sorry that your happy moment had to be tainted a little bit, but it does not remove the fact that you have passed the first of major thresholds that YouTube puts forth. So good for you, Frankie. And sincerely, our deepest condolences to Dwayne Haskins. There are no words for that kind of a thing. So very, very sad. So, all right, here we go. I am going to bring up, maybe I'll share the page too and see where we are here. No, I'm just going to, do you guys have the pages up? What2K? Do you have yours? And Frankie, do you have yours?
I have my draft ready to go.
All right.
I have mine. I have mine.
Okay, so we're going to get this started. We'll include, I'll just make mention to Dom's and Jeremy's as well, but they're not here to defend themselves, so we'll leave it alone. I will get this started, and I'm going to tell you my pick for the first opening slot of the draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think, and I've said this all the way back to the very beginning, the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to go offensive line because Trevor Lawrence must be the successful golden boy that he was drafted to be. What other way can you do that other than making sure he's protected? So I think the cleanest tackle in this draft is Evan Neal out of Alabama, and that's what I think they are going to do. Frankie, what do you see the Jacksonville Jaguars doing at pick 1?
Well, unfortunately, I can't disagree with you, GreenBean, because I also have Evan Neal going number 1 overall. And yeah, I mean, they have Doug Peterson now. He's obviously an offensive coach, and he knows that his fate and probably his ability to be a head coach, you know, moving forward is going to be tied to what happens with Trevor Lawrence. So he's going to really, really, really want Trevor Lawrence to succeed, and he's going to give him every tool in the toolbox to get him there.
Yeah, see, Frankie and I starting off in tandem here, which is very uncomfortable. I don't like it. I want to argue with you tonight. What2K, what do you see happening?
You know, guys, when I passed you both my drafts, the idea was not for you to plagiarize me, because if you looked at my number 1, you would have seen that Evan Neal will be taken first overall by the Jacksonville Jaguars. So yes, everything that you have said. When I heard that Cam Robinson was franchised, my reaction was so. No big deal.
Yeah, right.
Robinson's, he's a nice tackle, but with all the pieces that Jacksonville has brought in this offseason, one of the things they definitely need to establish for the future, not just 1 year, is that that blindside blocking left tackle, and that is what they're going to view Evan Neal as. So Evan Neal to Jacksonville, pick number 1.
Now, I'll throw Dom's out real quick. Dom also agrees that we're going to see Evan Neal with the Jaguars, but Jeremy, I wish he was here to defend himself. He thinks what many think out there, that Aiden Hutchinson will be the first player taken in this draft, which is interesting because if there is an area that Jacksonville, you could say they have, it's some rush. They have some edge rushers. They have Josh Allen. It's just, it's interesting. They could if they think he's the best player, but I'm seeing more and more Aiden Hutchinson for the Jaguars, but I think they're going to go offensive line, which is why I said that. Now let's move to pick 2. This is where it starts to get interesting, I think, at least a little bit. I went with a quarterback, and my thinking is this. I think that the Detroit Lions would love to pass on this guy here and move on and maybe try to get him later. But with the Atlanta Falcons, the Carolina Panthers sitting there right after them, and then you got the Seahawks up there, I think they're just going to go ahead. They're not going to play games. They're going to grab their quarterback that they had the opportunity to coach at the Senior Bowl, and they're taking out of Liberty. Blows my mind. But they're going to take quarterback Malik Willis out of Liberty. What do you guys think? What do you see, Frankie?
Well, I would disagree with that. I think that the Lions are okay with Jared Goff, and Jared Goff is a competent NFL quarterback, and I think that MCDC, Motor City Dan Campbell, the fighting kneecap biters, they're gonna want something else. I think, because don't forget, they also have the 32nd pick in this draft, and I think they'll use that on a quarterback. And that could be Desmond Ridder. It could be Sam Howell. It could be, I don't think they care who it is, really. If Willis slips, great. And that way, whatever guy it is, they slide him behind Goff and see if he can develop. And they have the 50-year option on him that way instead of waiting to the second round, say. So I think that's how they're going to address, because I don't think they, in my opinion, I could be wrong, who knows, but I don't think they love any of these QBs in the way that teams loved the 5 quarterbacks last year. I don't see it that way. I think that they will pick these guys and they'll be fine with them, but I don't see them in love with the quarterbacks. So I think they go, here, let's get Aiden Hutchinson. Let's get Hutch in the building. We, Michiganders for life. So just keep it on Michigan. And then we can still get a quarterback at 32. And since they don't, in my opinion, they don't love any one of them better than anybody else, let's just take the best one there and do it that way.
All right. Well, I think Frankie is wrong, and so does Jets Forever. Wat2K, what do you got for pick number 2?
If that's what Jets Forever thinks, then I automatically know GreenBean.
Right.
I say that with love, Jets Forever.
Yes, of course.
We have nothing but love. I am going to agree with Frankie. I think one of the things that Detroit is most conscious of is how they are viewed, their perception, because they are a franchise that gets as much bad publicity around the country and locally as any other. They will not want to deal with the backlash if they pass on Aiden Hutchinson if he is there on the board. 14 sacks last year. He's relentless. 66 pressures last year. They are not going to let Hutchinson go by. If there was that great quarterback, maybe you could see it going that way. But at the end of the day, Aiden Hutchinson's the best player on their board. They're not going to pass him up.
That's a good point. I do appreciate backlash, especially for weak-willed organizations like the Detroit Lions. Joe Douglas wouldn't care, but I don't know if they could weather such a storm. So that's a good point, Wat2K. Now, Dom C went with Aiden Hutchinson as well. This is how I know you guys are wrong, because the masses, they never are right, in my opinion. The masses are almost always wrong. Jeremy went and flip-flopped with the our first round pick, our first overall pick, and he went Evan Neal for the Detroit Lions. Now let's get this to pick number 3. You can sense it now. We're getting close to some Jet action. I feel it, Frankie. I feel it. I went A little bit out of the box here, too. I think Lovie Smith is not going to pass on who many people think is the best player in the draft overall. For the back of his defense, he wants somebody to patrol. He's going to grab Kyle Hamilton, the safety out of Notre Dame, at pick number 3. What say you, Chet? Let us know. What do you got, Frankie?
Well, I know that if that were the Jets and that were to happen, people would be up in arms. There would be pitchforks. There would be people protesting. So I do know that people love wide receivers, and they love edge rushers, and they don't really care too much about safeties.
That's right.
That may be the right pick for them. But I do think if I were a Texan fan, I'd be upset because, first of all, well, Kayvon Thibodeau's sitting there. So I have the Texans going for Kayvon Thibodeau. And I just think, well, they need everything. Give Lovie Smith an edge rusher and let him get to work.
You know, that is interesting. Kayvon Thibodeau. It's just, I think it's a similar mindset to what I'm using for the justification of Kyle Hamilton. And you don't want to know what's really funny, Frankie? Move on to Y2K. If the Jets take Kyle Hamilton at 4 or 10, I might not be able to contain how heartily I laugh. Because just like you said, people are going to be sharpening their pitchforks.
I had a video come out today where I'm looking at Peter Schrager's mock draft, and people are mad at me. Like, yeah. And now because we didn't take an edge in Schrager's mock. We don't take an edge at 4 or 10. And then people get mad at me, and it's like, I'm reviewing Schrager's mock. What are you getting mad at me for?
That's the price you pay for your 1,000 subs. You're going to get a couple of whack jobs.
But people really, really want an edge.
Yeah. Well, and I'm among them. But if the draft went like a Hutchinson, Kayvon Thibodeau, and another edge rusher, Karlaftis, whoever it is, I wouldn't be upset if they went, hey, we're just going to grab the other best player right here, Kyle Hamilton, and we'll get the edge rusher at 10. Anyway, it's probably not going to happen, but I think that the Texans love Kyle Hamilton. Lovie Smith knows what he's looking at, and he's going to grab him. Y2K, what'd you have for this pick?
So I'm going in a different direction than both of you on this one. Now, I do believe that the Texans will go with a defensive player. Lovie Smith is going to want his defensive toy, but I don't believe Kayvon Thibodeau is the man he is going to want. He is going to want that high floor. He wants that young piece of clay that he can mold and shape how he chooses. And I see Lovie Smith. Look, I watched Lovie Smith coach for a while when I was living in Chicago. I saw the kind of players he liked on the Bears. And I see Trayvon Walker fitting in that mold, that attitude that I think like an Urlacher or a Lance Briggs had. I see that kind of attitude from Trayvon Walker, and that's who I think Lovie Smith is going to take.
So you're saying Lovie Smith takes the Joe Douglas bait and he bites on Trayvon Walker. I told you guys all the hype is Joe Douglas anyway. So let's see what what's funny. He'll probably end up being the best edge rusher out of the class. Dom C went with Okwanu Icky for the Houston Texans at 3, which I think also makes sense. And Jeremy went with Okwanu as well. So Jeremy and Dom were lockstep on this one. Now, this is where the draft gets really interesting. Like I said at pick 3, I had a sneaking suspicion that the Jets were coming. I had a feeling, Frankie. So the Jets are up at 4, but instead of seeing the Jets pick, we see the mystical waving flags on the computer screens that says trade. And the Jets are going to trade with who? Who do we think? But it's going to be the Atlanta Falcons trade up. They give the Jets their number 8 pick. They give them 43, which is a second round pick this year. And they give us next year's first because the quarterbacks, they kept it quiet this year, but the quarterback love is exactly the same as every other year. Teams want them. Teams are going to go get them. And they knew that the Carolina Panthers, now that Malik Willis is gone, they wanted their guy. They didn't want to deal with Carolina's scraps. So they went and they traded up for Kenny Pickett out of Pittsburgh, quarterback. So the Jets are now at pick 8, and the Falcons picked Kenny Pickett. What do you got, Frankie?
Well, I would say consider this. How about this for an alternative trade proposal? How about the New Orleans Saints, who now have 2 first-round picks? They think, hey, wait a minute. We're in the NFC. We don't have all these quarterbacks moving to our conference. They're moving out of our conference. They're getting out of here. All we got is Rodgers and Brady. So we got Jameis Winston. We got Andy Dalton. Why don't we trade with the Jets and give them 16 and 19 for 4 and go and pick either whoever's left, Icky or Neal? In this case, well, they might be out of luck if those two go in the first 3, but they might want to come up for a left tackle to replace Teron Armstead and think, okay, we're going to the Super Bowl now. How about that?
Now, Frankie,
trade proposal?
It's very interesting. But now, just to be clear, are you breaking protocol from your pre-established mock and you're going with something a little bit different? Is that?
Yeah, I'm just giving you something else to think about. That's not what I'm proposing.
Okay, all right.
I'm proposing the New York Jets stick and pick, and we pick Trayvon Walker. And,
Ooh.
And the reason is that he's very traitsy. He doesn't have the production you would want. But I think in our system, we got a 1-gap attacking system. You take his traits, you put him into our system, and he'll be a QB pressure monster. And basically, the way I look at it, Dane Brugler has Trayvon as the second best edge player over Kayvon.
See that?
That's
now, so
Dane
maybe
Brugler.
Joe. Well, and in this scenario, Joe Douglas bought the Joe Douglas hype that he created. So that's pretty interesting. I like this.
Yeah.
I want to just bring our attention to a slight conversation going on in the chat. John checks in. He says, Kenny Pickett will be a massive bust because no quarterback wearing 2 gloves has ever been a stud. And right on the heels of that, J.E. checked in and says Ben Roethlisberger wore 2 gloves. So I don't know, John. I think we...
The issue with Pickett is really his hand size. Now, here's why. It's not that bigger hands are better. It's that nobody in the modern era has ever been a successful quarterback in the NFL with hand size less than 9 inches, except for one person, Michael Vick. So Michael Vick had something else called Superman athleticism. So unless you're telling me Kenny Pickett has that athleticism of Michael Vick, he also has a fumble problem in college. He has a lot of fumbles. And so you're going to tell me that's going to get better in the NFL? No. So that's
the gloves.
It's not really about the gloves. It's about the hands, I think, my opinion.
Yeah, it's a good point. So let's see what Watch UK. Did you go on this one yet?
Not yet.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead, please.
Okay. So I do think that we will get a couple of trade offers, and I think the Jets have 1 or 2 players at the top of their draft board. And if those players are gone, then I think Joe Douglas will be very willing to listen to other teams about trading down. But he knows that this team needs playmakers. They need players that other teams have to game plan for. And what does Robert Saleh love the most? He loves his defensive linemen. He loves his explosive pass rushers. And there is no more explosive player in the draft in my mind than Kayvon Thibodeau. He drops to 4. The Jets run up that card. No trade this time. Let's take Kayvon.
Oh, yeah.
See,
in
there
my
it
draft,
is.
if Kayvon was available to the Jets, I would have had them take Kayvon, but he's not in my scenario.
That's interesting. Well, hey, and look, this stuff doesn't always unfold like we think. I think Kayvon Thibodeau, I think if he's really there at 4, I think the Jets are at bare minimum going to consider it deeply. I don't know, man. It's hard to just ignore a guy like that. Now, Dom C checks in. He agrees that Kayvon Thibodeau will be the pick at 4, and Jeremy checks in with a little Kayvon Thibodeau action. So we have 3 for KT. We have 1 for trade, and Frankie came in and gave us Trayvon Walker. Right. Very nice. Okay. We're starting to veer a little bit from each other. Right. Now let's see what the Giants at pick 5 are going to do. I said, now, isn't this funny? We had Aiden Hutchinson as the first overall pick. In my draft, I have Aiden Hutchinson sitting right there because he is limited, even though he has all of these wonderful traits that everybody talks about. He also has limitations. So he slid a couple picks, and the Giants are not going to care about those limitations, and they're going to take them at pick 5 and get their edge rusher of the future. Frankie, what do you got?
Well, in my scenario, Sticky Icky Icky is still available. And so I think the Giants would be over the moon to get themselves an Icky Ekwonu. And that's a no-brainer for them. They need to have an offensive line that can block somebody. So I think that's where they go. Icky
Ekwonu to the New York Giants. And they just used a first-round pick in 2020, if you guys remember correctly, a top 5, I think it was, on Andrew Thomas. He was the first of the vaunted 4-tackle first round. It's actually a 5-tackle first round, but the top 4, which we grabbed Mekhi Becton, they're already giving up on Andrew Thomas, Frankie says, and they're going to go with Sticky Icky. So, Y2K, what do you have the Giants doing at pick 5?
Well, I'll tell you, first of all, if this draft goes with 2 quarterbacks getting drafted before Aiden Hutchinson, you can come on and do all the gloating you want, because that
Hell yeah, I will. I'm planning on it. And Kyle Hamilton.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. It's funny, Frankie. There's a text thread out there, and Dom checked in and he said he can't make it tonight, but he said I'm the only one who has a sack and didn't pick the wide receiver for the Jets at 10. I said, sack? Dude, I got 2 quarterbacks going. I fucking got Aiden Hutchinson and Thibodeau sliding. I think I'm doing okay with my sack tonight, Frankie. What do you think? Am I all right?
Your sack? What are you talking about with the sack?
Balls.
Oh.
Yeah, sack. Gumption, Frankie. Gumption.
Oh, okay.
For the Giants,
yeah, go on, Frank. I'll watch you, K.
Yeah, they absolutely need to reestablish that old Giants blue-collar mentality, and Brian Dable's the start of that. I don't care if they picked Andrew Thomas. They are going to fall in love with Icky Ekwonu's versatility at guard and tackle. Plus, he's nasty. They need to protect Daniel Jones in the worst way, about as much, I think, as the Jaguars need to protect Trevor Lawrence. Because this is the year the Giants have got to find out if they're going to move forward with Daniel Jones or say, see you later, we're done with you. And they're going to give him every chance that they can, but the first thing they have to do, absolutely, is reinforce that offensive line, and it starts with Icky Ekwonu.
There you go. Well, you're not alone, because Dom C also says that they're going to go offensive line, but they're not going to have Ekwonu because he's gone already. But you're going to take Charles Cross out of Mississippi State on Dom's board. So same position. We're all pretty much okay with the Giants moving on from Andrew Thomas. And Jeremy said Kyle Hamilton will end up in New York, but not for the Jets. He's going to go to the Giants at pick 5. So I think that's pretty interesting too. Now we come to the Carolina Panthers. As we know, the Carolina Panthers are sitting there with the 6th overall pick, and they have almost nothing left in the whole draft. Why? Because they keep giving it away for players that didn't help them win. So here they are at pick number 6, and I have them going for, in my opinion, the most likely quarterback to make it in the NFL. I like this guy. Matt Corral out of Ole Miss is going to be the quarterback of the future. Matt Rule's going to finally get his guy. He took a swing with Bridgewater. He cut Cam and had to bring him back. He traded for Sam Darnold. Now he's going to say, all right, that was all baloney. This is my guy. We're ready to win. Matt Corral coming to the Panthers. Frankie, how do you see it?
Well, I'm going to have to disagree because of the owner of the Carolina Panthers. For those who don't know, the owner of the Carolina Panthers is named David Tepper. Where is David Tepper from?
Pittsburgh.
Where did he graduate from? The University of Pittsburgh.
There it is.
And then also Carnegie Mellon for his MBA. So, and I could be coming at you from the David Tepper quadrangle. That's how rich he is. He's got quadrangles on the campus and all that. But so he's getting, I think, a lot of pressure from the University of Pittsburgh to make Pickett the pick. Like, it would be amazing for the school and for the program. And don't you want us to succeed? And don't you want us to be a booster? Don't you want to be a booster? And don't you want us to? And on top of that, the head coach, what's his name? Matt Rat Stool. Rat Stool, that guy, he recruited Pittsburgh when he was at Temple. So he wanted Pickett to come to Temple back in the day. So he's familiar with Pickett. And then on top of that, David Tepper, who's a hands-on owner with the Pittsburgh ties, I think is going to be pressured to take him. So for that reason, I give baby hands Pickett to the Panthers.
There you go. So he slides down a couple spots. As we know, in my draft, they couldn't do all that wonderful stuff because Pickett is already packing his bags to head to Atlanta. But Small Hands Magoo is finding a way on an NFL team in the top 10 anyway. Y2K, what do you see?
I see a big run of offensive linemen. They just continue to go and go and go. I have 3 offensive tackles in my first 6 picks. And I have the Carolina Panthers selecting a pretty raw prospect, one who has already gone off the boards by Dom to the Giants. Well, I have Charles Cross going to the Carolina Panthers. Needs to work on his footwork a little bit. He's a little bit raw, but he has good balance. He's incredibly strong. He's a mauler. I think the Carolina Panthers want to get a good offensive lineman before they are all gone. So Charles Cross.
Interesting. Charles Cross coming off the board. So it's funny with Charles Cross. I have him sliding so far. I thought about him at almost every pick. I'm like, I can't believe he's not getting picked yet. Even in my own draft, I was like, I can't believe this guy's sliding like this. Drafts are funny, man. So anyway, Dom C checked in and he took a quarterback for the Panthers as well. But on his board, Malik Willis was still there and he went to the Carolina Panthers. So you see this, I get people telling me that no quarterbacks will go in the top 10. And it looks like most of us, maybe not Y2K yet, but most of us think at least one or two. Think that was my 3rd quarterback. Yeah, man, I'm going with quarterbacks. That's going to mess this draft up something fierce. But Jeremy went and grabbed Malik Willis for the Panthers as well. How interesting. So Malik Willis getting taken in the top 10, no matter how you slice it, unless your name is Y2K. So we'll see what he does in a minute. So this brings us to the 2nd New York Giants pick. And this is where I grabbed Sticky Icky for the Giants. So you can see that. Some guys had him up top. I just had, I had the Giants prioritize Aiden Hutchinson, but the same thinking that you guys brought forth. I think Ekwonu is going to head over to New York and be Dable's left tackle animal for him. So, Frankie, what do you see the Giants doing with their 2nd first?
Well, I have them going for Jermaine Johnson, so get the pass rusher. I had them getting Sticky Icky already. So,
see that?
Pass rusher, offensive tackle. Now, word on the street is the Giants want to trade one of these picks. That is the word. So, in reality. So, we'll see if they're able to, if they can get value. But if I were them, I would just get 2 really nice players and keep adding to that roster.
Yeah, okay. So, you see that our thinking is lockstep. Just how we went about it a little bit different, but we essentially did the same job for them. Y2K, what do you see the Giants doing here?
I went a little bit left field on this one. I think that after they addressed offensive line with their first pick with Ike Ekwonu, they're going to go after defense with this particular pick. And Brian Dable is going to want the best defensive player that he can get regardless of position. And the best defensive player that is left on my board is Ahmad Sauce Gardner.
There he goes.
Sauce to the New York Giants.
Nice. Sauce Gardner, who many think won't make it to the Jets at 4. I see that panic already out there, guys. There are people panicking. I got 2 days ago, somebody DM'd me and said, would you consider trading up for Sauce Gardner? I said, no, I would not. So that was my answer to them. But Sauce Gardner making it to the Giants on Y2K's board for their 2nd first. Like Frankie said, the rumblings are they're trying to squeak out of that pick, but we'll see if that can happen. So Dom C went with Sauce Gardner as well, Y2K. What do you think of that? Amazing. Sauce Gardner going to the Giants on Dom's board, and Jeremy has Trevor Penning. Oh, the first Trevor Penning sighting. So wait, did Jeremy pick Charles Cross yet? I don't think he did.
No, he did not.
That's interesting. I have Penning.
Charles Cross.
I have Penning going before Cross too.
It has been said that Dom and I share the same draft brain, and now you're seeing evidence of that tonight.
Right, there it is. So I want to just take a second and acknowledge Edward Ziff's super chat. Thank you, Edward. He says, would you take Jameson at 16? Now, I don't know where 16 comes in, for us. I mean, if you're just talking
down, was that part of the trade down thing that you did with your
maybe what Frankie was saying before trade with the Saints? Okay, well that makes sense. Now, so I'll give that one to Frankie, see what he thinks, because it was his trade suggestion. So Frankie, if you made that trade, you okay with taking Jameson Williams at pick 16?
Hell yeah. Because I'm ready to take him at 10. So if I could get him at 16, even better. So it. Yeah, Jameson might be the best wide receiver in this draft. So at 16, yeah. And then at 10, we take our edge, and then Jameson at 16, and then we got another one at 19. Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Well, and my podcast, which gets released tomorrow, the Green Beans Jets pod, it's already out there to my Patreon guys. They get the early release. But I talk a great deal about some justification for picking Jameson Williams. There has to be certain things that fall into place, but I make the case a little bit. So maybe you guys could be interested and see how it is that somebody like myself, who does not want to take an injured player in the first round, how it comes around that Jameson Williams could be the pick at 10, actually. So Watts UK, did I do Jeremy's? I think I did, right? Did I do everybody?
Yes, we did everything. We had Trevor Penning.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Trevor Penning. Right. Our first Trevor Penning sighting. I like that. All right. So now we are at pick 8. And if in my draft scenario, if you guys weren't here, I traded back from 4 to 8 with the Atlanta Falcons. I got a first in 2023, and I got pick 43 for the right to do that. They wanted a quarterback bad. They wanted the guy with the smallest hands in the whole draft. So they did that. And I am going to take the same guy that I would have taken at pick 4 without the trade. This is masterfully done. Kayvon Thibodeau is sitting there at 8 because of the run on quarterbacks. And I grabbed him after accumulating additional draft capital and fan love. I'm getting love letters from the fans, Frankie. They're so in love with my moves here. So I got Kayvon Thibodeau at pick 8 from the New York Jets. Frankie, what did you do for the Atlanta Falcons?
Well, it's kind of boring, but it's Charles Cross for the Falcons. I'm kind of interested in seeing what in the world Marcus Mariota and Arthur Smith are going to do down in Atlanta. They were together in Tennessee. So, I mean, I don't know what they're going to do with Marcus Mariota, but the way I see it, they need to start rebuilding that team. At some point, you need offensive line, you need defense, anybody on defense for that team. But so I thought, okay, we'll give them Cross now, and then next year we'll probably go after Stroud or Bryce Young. But any team that wants a quarterback now and says, we'll wait till next year, we'll get Stroud or Bryce Young. There's only 2 of those guys. So there's going to be a lot more teams that need quarterbacks. So I don't know who else is going to emerge next year. You never know until the year comes around. But I think they're just putting it kind of on hold. They got to start getting some foundational pieces in Atlanta, I think.
So who did you take?
I took Charles Cross.
Charles Cross, good pick for Atlanta. And it's interesting, right? I thought Marcus Mariota was just like a placeholder, and he may be, but they paid him. They paid him more than I thought they needed to get him over there. So that's a little bit of commitment. What 2K? What do you see the Falcons doing?
Outside of tight end, it's hard to say what the Falcons don't need at this point. But I think they, more than anything, they need help on offense. And if they're going to trust this offense to Marcus Mariota, you better put a few pieces in place to help him. And part of that is teams could just double team Kyle Pitts all day long. So to me, after what happened with Julio Jones getting old and leaving and everything that went down with Calvin Ridley, I think Atlanta is going to have a reactionary pick here. And I think this is where the first wide receiver comes off the board. They want the flash, and they grab Jameson Williams.
Oof. They did not have enough with Julio Jones getting injured and leaving, and then they got Ridley's all whacked out and can't get in the field for whatever the reasons are. They're going to take the injured guy. I like this. You now have a sack, Wat2K. It's official, buddy. It's official. So
maybe one day I'll take a quarterback.
Yeah. So Dom C checked in with a wide receiver as well. And I got to tell you, I tend to think that they will go offense as well. And I think maybe it's a wide receiver for the exact reasons that Wat2K mentioned. So Dom had them taking Garrett Wilson as the first receiver off the board in this draft. And Jeremy also grabbed Garrett Wilson at pick 8 for the Atlanta Falcons. So I think we're all kind of on the same page here with them and what they're probably going to do in the first round. So, okay, now we are at pick 9 on my board. This is the Seattle Seahawks. And the Seahawks need to replace Reed, and they need to get somebody back there that can make up for Jamal Adams' lack of coverage skills. And they are going to grab probably the best corner in this draft class, and that is none other than Sauce Gardner. Going to Seattle at pick 9. Frankie, what do you see?
Well, here I see Pete Carroll, the gum chomper himself, has not been fired. He's still there. They're in a rebuild. They have Drew Lock. And so I think he's going to stick around. And so I think he's going to want a quarterback. And he has ties with Lane Kiffin. He has ties with Southern California. And that is where Matt Corral is from. And I have the Seahawks grabbing Matt Corral, quarterback, Ole Miss.
Very strong pick. I like this Matt Corral. He kind of fell out of favor. Not much buzz around him, but I really like Matt Corral. I think that's a very strong pick for the Seahawks, actually. Y2K, what do you got the Seattle Seahawks doing?
Well, after losing Russell Wilson, I can't imagine that the Seahawks will accept starting Drew Lock at week 1. It's just not something I can realistically envision. So to me, if they don't address quarterback with this first-round pick, I will be very surprised. However, I do not believe that the pick will be Matt Corral. I am going with Malik Willis, who is still on my board. I think they're going to gamble on the upside because, in my opinion, Malik Willis has the highest upside of any quarterback in this draft. And I think that is what they're going to work with. They're going to let Metcalf, Lockett, and those receivers, they're going to work with Willis and help him be as good as he can be from the beginning. I think he's going to have some very solid rookie numbers if he goes to Seattle.
And that would excite that fan base that's kind of they're kind of dumbstruck right now. They don't know what just happened. They traded Russell Wilson. They let Bobby Wagner go. Very recently, they paid Jamal Adams and they let DJ Reed go. Like there's a lot of fans are just a little bit confused on what the plan is. I think if they brought Malik Willis in, that would excite the fan base and give them something positive. Just to check in, Buffalo Jets fan, who has a channel as well. If you guys don't know, you can find him at Buffalo Jets fan on YouTube. He asks, this question is for Y2K, and he says, which is smoother, GreenBean's beard or Garrett Wilson's route running? What do you think, Y2K?
I'm going to have to go with Garrett Wilson's route running because he can run smoothly for 50, 60 yards at a time. Whereas you got a couple inches on that beard, but it's not. Garrett Wilson can run farther than you can grow your beard.
I should have asked Frankie. He would have said the right answer.
I would have said, why are we talking about Garrett Wilson? We should be talking about Olave's route running. How about Olave? I love Olave.
Yeah, I'm telling you guys, I think Olave is our favorite wide receiver. That's what I think. Why? I don't have much basis for it, but I think it nonetheless. That's what I think. All right, so but thank you, Buffalo Jets fan. We appreciate it. Again, support our buddy, Buffalo Jets fan on YouTube. Now, Dom C for pick number 9 said that they're going to go with Trayvon Walker and get an edge rusher. Interesting. And Jeremy checked in for the Seattle Seahawks, and he gave them Sauce Gardner. Sauce Gardner makes it to pick 9 on Jeremy's board. Okay, so now
Frankie's the only one who has not taken Sauce yet.
That's true.
Interesting. That says
falls. In my mock, Sauce falls.
Headline. Sauce falls. I like it. Hey, right? Somebody has to, right, Frankie? Like it's funny. I get all these concerns. It's like, who's not going to be there for the Jets? And it's like, dude, do you know there's only 3 picks before us? 3.
Somebody
not 4. Somebody's going to be there. Somebody you like is going to be there. So this brings us to pick 10. This will affectionately wipe clean our end of the Jamal Adams trade, and the Jets. From my perspective, I really tossed this one around, and I think most realistically, even though I have a lot of other justifications, I think they're going to grab a wide receiver. And like I just said about Olave, I ended up picking Garrett Wilson. I went back and forth with those two, and when I wrote it, it was Garrett Wilson, so I'm going to stick with it. I think it would be a great pick if we do get him, and that is my first wide receiver off the board, Garrett Wilson at pick 10 to the New York Jets. Frankie, what do you see the Jets doing here?
Similar thought, but I have him taking Jameson. And here's how I look at it. We have an asset. His name is Denzel Mims, but it's an unknown asset. We don't know exactly the quality of the asset. So, Denzel Mims, beginning of the year, he's our fourth wide receiver. Fourth. He's not our second or third. He's our fourth. You got Elijah, you got Corey, you got Braxton, and you got Denzel. Now we draft Jameson. So the beginning of the year, we see what Denzel brings to the table this year. Now, I personally am very optimistic about Denzel. I think he's going to be fine. I really do. But I don't know that. So let's see. First 4 or 5 games, 6 games, whatever it may be, Denzel gets snaps and we see how he does. And if he stinks, well, then here comes old Jameson. Now he's healed. We bring Jameson Williams in there. And, then Denzel moves to inactive status or whatever. So, we have a plan. So in other words, we have a plan for how to deal with Jameson Williams and his ACL healing. And so that is why I think and from everything I'm reading, if it were not for the ACL, Jameson would be the clear wide receiver 1. So that being the case, let's take a swing. That's what I'm doing here.
There it is. And that makes a lot of sense. It's interesting. Somebody in here, he says John comes in and he says, well, let me say hello to Ali first. I want to just acknowledge Ali, our good buddy from official loyal New York Jets fans. He's hanging around. It's good to see you, buddy. As we know, we love Ali around here, and I know most of the people in the chat do as well. He's been our guest on here numerous times, not on this show because it's my first time ever doing this one, but other shows that look just like it. Ali has been on here with us, and it's good to see you here, Ali. Thank you for stopping by. John said there is no universe where Garrett Wilson is a better receiver than Williams or London. There's also no universe where Garrett Wilson is as injured as both of those guys. So it just depends on how you look at it, John. You know what I mean? If you're not confident that the injured guys can, start the season, don't forget, this is a pivotal year for Zach Wilson. Like Frankie said, they have a plan to phase Jameson Williams in. That's all well and good. But in the event, you just want to make sure you have as much ready for Zach Wilson from the start of the season so he doesn't end up getting Sam Darnold-itis and getting shell-shocked. You want him to be well-stocked with his weapons and protection from week 1. You don't want to just lollygag until the middle of the year and go, don't worry, he'll be there week 10. Don't sweat it. It's fine. By week 10, Zach Wilson might be a different version of himself if he has nobody catching the ball from him. So, Y2K, who you got the Jets picking?
Well, I think after taking Kayvon Thibodeau, who I think some people are looking as a little bit of a boom or a bust prospect. Some people think he will be absolutely fantastic, and some people have them as maybe their 4th or 5th edge rusher. I think at this point, you take a wide receiver who is going to play, especially with the mystery that is Denzel Mims. With Corey Davis possibly not being here more than another year, you need another outside wide receiver. And I think they're going to go with a player who is very well-rounded. To me, it is not all about height, particularly in this offense. The more inches don't mean you got more talent. So to me, I want somebody who runs routes well, can get some separation, catches the ball well, and to me, and his route running is pristine. To me, it's Garrett Wilson. So Garrett Wilson is the number 10 pick to the Jets.
There it is, Garrett Wilson. See, 2 of us have Garrett Wilson, and Frankie went with Jameson Williams. So Dom C went Kyle Hamilton, makes it to pick 10, and Dom C snatched him up. I love Dom's draft for the Jets. I'm a big fan of it. He had Thibodeau and Hamilton. That is my best case scenario for the Jets. On my board, it wasn't possible. So I applaud Dom C for that. Jeremy went with Jameson Williams as well, Frankie. So you and Jeremy are all nice and tied up well on that one. What a nice brotherly love Jameson Williams affair this has become. So Mumtaz.
So I don't think, did any of us take the same? I was looking to see if any of us had the exact same Jets draft. GreenBean, you and I actually do match. The only difference is I think you have Thibodeau at 8, where I had him at 4. But we
correct.
both have Garrett Wilson. So we do agree.
We do agree. Yeah, we have the same. And Frankie had it was Trayvon Walker and Jameson. Yeah.
And
so
Dom
it's the same, right?
Tibbs
Yeah.
and Kyle Hamilton, and Jeremy has Tibbs and Jameson. They both had Tibbs and Jameson Williams, so Frankie and Jeremy agree.
Yeah, it's interesting. See, like we're
sorry,
all kind of on the same page with
I
I think we're all on the same page on how they're going to go about it. It might mean, what they're going to do, just little variants on the different players and such. But hey, who wouldn't be happy with each other's? I would be happy if we ended up with Frankie's draft. I mean, it's not the exact guy I want, but I'd be very happy with it. It's all about the positional need. Like, I want their top edge rusher. That's what I want. If they do that, I'm going to ultimately be very happy after I grumble a little bit. Grumble. That's what I'll do. So Mumtaz checks in with the super chat. Thanks, Mumtaz. And he says, Chris Sims didn't have Garrett Wilson in his top 5, so that has me worried. Sims is serious, though he is not doing it for attention. Drake London for me. Yeah, I don't know, man. He's got Christian Watson as the second best wide receiver in the draft. No, hey.
Let me suggest something for Mumtaz. So something that we talk about on my channel a lot is systems over goals. So one thing to do in terms of systems and understanding all these evaluators, go back to last year. What was Chris Sims saying about the wide receivers? He had De'Ami Brown, I think, over Jalen Waddle. De'Ami Brown over Jalen Waddle. Is that good? No.
Yeah.
So, I mean, now De'Ami Brown may be a fine receiver, but Jalen Waddle's a superstar. So, so one thing to do, Mumtaz, always try and go back if you can and see how they've done historically. That way you can know maybe Chris Sims is great at evaluating quarterbacks, but his wide receivers are a little hit and miss, or, he's not so great on the defensive line or the tight ends and so forth and so on. So that's one thing in a systems scenario that you could try to do to see, should I put weight on Chris Sims or Dane Brugler or who is it?
Yeah, that's an excellent point, man. Right. If you want to see if you should invest any of your feelings on what someone is saying, look at how well they've done in the past. So, right. That's a great example too. Jalen Waddle and De'Ami Brown. So, all right, let's move to pick 11. So there we go. We have the Jets. We think we did a pretty good job with the Jets. And let's move on with the Washington Commanders. And I got them grabbing Drake London, the big, strong, ankleitis wide receiver out of USC. But I do love Drake London. I think he's going to be an excellent wide receiver in the NFL. So I got the Commanders taking him. What do you got, Frankie?
For the Washcoms, I have them getting a great value. Kyle Hamilton goes at 11 for the Washcoms.
Fantastic. See, it's amazing. Hamilton's still there. Incredible.
Great value for them. They should be really happy.
Y2K, who do you think the Washcoms? I like that. I'm sticking with it, Frankie. I like this thing, Washcoms. Very well done.
Well, for the commanding football team, I think they need another outside weapon. I mean, as good as Terry McLaurin can be, he's on the smaller side. Curtis Samuel, same thing. Carson Wentz, let's be honest, we know he needs all the help he could possibly get. So to me, they're going to look for that outside receiver, just like the Jets did as well. And with the Jets taking Wilson, that leaves Drake London right there for Washington to take, and they will add him into that offense to help out Carson Wentz.
Drake London, there he is. All right, so Dom C came out for the Washcoms and went with Kyle. Oh, no. He went with Drake London as well. We got 3 Drake Londons.
Wow.
Amazing. And Jeremy went with Trayvon Walker, who slides all the way to 11 on Jeremy's board. Very interesting. So, okay. Let's see what I had. I want to just say hello to Money Mitch. He said hello. So hello, Money Mitch. And Eric Craig checking in. He says, look at all these great people here tonight. I know we're having a good time. This is fun. I'm glad that everybody's here, and I hope you're all having a good time with us. So the Minnesota Vikings at 12, I think that they are going to be the team that says enough sliding for the best cornerback in the draft. Again, said Sauce Gardner is. There are others who say Derek Stingley is, and if it wasn't for his injury history, he would be the consensus cornerback 1. So I think that the slide is over for Derek Stingley, and they're going with the Minnesota Vikings, or the Minnesota Vikings are going with him at pick 12. Frankie, what do you see happening for the Vikes?
Well, I disagree with you, GreenBean. I think for the Purple People Eaters, they need something. They need more sauce. That's what they need.
There it is.
And they go Sauce Gardner.
Look at this amazing, right? It's like, look how far Sauce slid. And it's not because you purposely pushed him or anything, just the way the draft fell. You never know how the draft is going to fall. Sauce Gardner sitting there at 12 for the Vikings on Frankie's board. Y2K, what did you have happening?
Well, let me run a few numbers by you as far as the Minnesota defense goes. They were this year 25th in pass defense, 25th in points allowed, 27th in total yards allowed, and they want the upside of Derek Stingley Jr. I am very confident in this pick that Minnesota is going to take him because they're going to want the again who they think is the best cornerback left because they got to shore up that pass defense, especially with Aaron Rodgers hanging around. And so I'm going to go with the DSJ.
DSJ. Who's DSJ? Wait, what'd you say?
Derek
Derek
Stingley.
Stingley. There it is. Okay, good. You know what's funny? I looked at I was looking at Frankie's board and I thought it was yours, and I was like, I was expecting you to say Sauce. So that's my own fault.
Yep,
okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Dom C had the Minnesota Vikings also going with Derek Stingley. This is interesting. And Jeremy had the Vikings picking Derek Stingley as well. We all went cornerback. Incredible. Four Stingleys with a little sauce on the side. What do you think of that? So, okay, now we have, where are we? Pick 13. The Houston Texans are back on the board, and this is where I think they get their edge rusher. And even though some people will be surprised by this slide, Jermaine Johnson is still there, as well as Derek Stingley and some other guys. They're going to take him at pick 13 on my board. Frankie, you're up.
Well, I went offense for the Texans. Obviously, they retained Brandon Cooks, which was somewhat of a surprise. I was probably thinking they were going to trade him, but they retained him, surprisingly. And Jason from Over the Cap said, this rebuild in Houston is a case study in something, but I just don't know what that something is. And so that's when Jason from Over the Cap says that, something's weird. But nonetheless, I have them taking Garrett Wilson, the wide receiver from Ohio State. Give Davis Mills more weapons so we can see what Davis Mills really is. Can he be the guy?
Right? Because you don't know, right? What if they have him already? Right? What if they have him? What if he's the guy? You never know. Could be real.
Okay, last year. He did fine last year for a rookie. He had a very fine rookie year.
Indeed, he did. And so surprisingly well. Yeah, I think, with the first round stuff, especially way up top of the first round, a lot of pressure comes with that, where the guy taken in the second doesn't necessarily have the same pressure. He came in late in the season. He's like, I'm just going to let this shit fly. And he looked good.
Yeah, people thought Tyrod Taylor was the quarterback for the Texans. Not so much.
Right. You just don't know how these things are going to roll. So Y2K, what did you do? What do you got for these guys here?
Yeah, so we had Houston picking back at 3, and ever since they selected in my draft Trayvon Walker, Nick Caserio and Lovie Smith, their palms were sweating, they were shaking, they were beating their hands against the table. They considered trading up for one particular player who everybody else has taken so far, but I have not yet taken him. But he has slipped all the way down to number 13. The Texans transformed their defense by drafting number 13, Kyle Hamilton, safety from Notre Dame.
Interesting. Kyle Hamilton at pick 13. So we have essentially got them a similar draft, or at least that player. We both got him, Kyle Hamilton, but not at the same time. That's always good when you can see a team. It's like what I did with Kayvon Thibodeau. If a team can do that, get the player you're targeting and still somehow get them later and therefore maximize your earlier pick, that is a slam dunk, man. All right, so Jeremy went with, let's see here, pick 13. He went with Jermaine Johnson as well, gives him the edge rusher, and Dom C gave the Texans Jermaine Johnson as well. So we got 3 Jermaine Johnsons, a Kyle Hamilton, and a Garrett Wilson. That right? Yeah, Frankie, Garrett Wilson. Nicely done, everybody. Nicely done. All right, so now we have the Baltimore Ravens, and this is where I pull out the first of the defensive big uglies. I think that they are going to pull Jordan Davis from Georgia off of the college ranks and stick him right in there to be an instantaneous success on the Ravens D. Frankie, what are the Ravens doing?
Well, I have the Ravens going for the Greek Freak. Give a grinder to the grinders. So I think Karlaftis, with his motor, with his skill set that he has, plug him into the Ravens, they'll turn him into a superstar.
There you go. So Y2K, what do you see?
I think that the Ravens really thrive on intelligent defensive players, leaders on that defense. And to me, a perfect fit for them would be linebacker Devin Lloyd. So I think they're going to go linebacker with that first pick.
You know what's funny? I really do believe this, and this shows it's a credit to their organization. I think Karlaftis, it's the perfect place for him. You said Devin Lloyd, I think it's the perfect place for him. I also think it's the perfect place for Jordan Davis. Like, it's like, oh yeah, all those players are more than likely to be a success in that Ravens defense. It's crazy how that goes. Hopefully one day we can get there. So the players we pick are going into a solid system. Dom C took Jordan Davis as well for the Ravens, and Jeremy came around the mountain with Jermaine. No, that was Drake London for the Ravens. Ooh, gives Lamar Jackson a little toy to play with. Very interesting. So, guys, I put a little poll in the chat. If you guys want to take a second, answer it. I'd like to know, who do you think out of the three people that are here tonight with you on the panel, who do you think did the best job for the Jets? Whose players do you like the best? Go ahead and give us a vote, and we'll check that later. So right now, though, we are at pick 15, and the Eagles are on the board. I'm following you right behind you there, Y2K. I'm giving Devin Lloyd, the linebacker, to the Eagles. Frankie, what do you see here?
Well, the Eagles, they need another wide receiver for sure to go with Devontae Smith. So here I am giving them Drake London, who would be, I think, a good complement to Devontae Smith and take some pressure off of him so that Jalen Hurts can have someone else to throw to other than the tight end.
There it goes. It makes sense to me. Y2K, what do you got?
I say that the Philadelphia Eagles, they have a few needs, and they're going to get them addressed in this draft. But I think one of the most glaring is another wide receiver to play across from Devontae Smith. But since I already have Drake London going, I am predicting they draft Chris Olave, who has scored 9 touchdowns in 11 games this season.
That's a good pick, too. So where the hell are the Eagles? So Dom C gave them a cornerback, Trent McDuffie out of Washington. Very interesting. And Jeremy gives the Philadelphia Eagles Devin Lloyd as well. So, okay, we're a little bit all over the place on that one. Got some different viewpoints. I like it. So now that brings us to the New Orleans Saints in the first one of their picks. Frankie's scenario had the Jets here by trading back with them, but not officially. So we'll go with the Saints pick. And this is where I have Chris Olave going to the New Orleans Saints out of Ohio State. Nice wide receiver for them. Frankie, what do you see happening?
Saints, I give them the first linebacker off my board. Devin Lloyd goes to the New Orleans Saints. Just make that defense even scarier.
There you go. Y2K, what do you got?
Well, I think of a scary defense. The first player that I think of is Jordan Davis, the defensive tackle. I watch this guy play. He does scare me. I think he's going to fit beautifully down in New Orleans, but I don't think there's a place where he wouldn't fit in, to be honest. I like him that much.
Yeah, I think that's probably accurate. I think he's going to go wherever he goes. He's more than likely going to have an impact. I like Jordan Davis. So Dom C, let's see, for the Saints, he had Chris Olave as well. As both of us gave him Chris Olave. How wacky. So Jeremy comes in and he gives the Saints, he's in the same frame of mind as Y2K, and he gives them Jordan Davis as well. Awesome. So now I'm back up on the clock here. And for the Pittsburgh Steelers, they really wanted to get a quarterback out of this draft. But, oh, wait a minute. That's not the Pittsburgh Steelers. Wait a minute.
Yeah,
where am I? Nope. I jumped up to the other Saints pick. So the Los Angeles Chargers are on the board. Now, in my opinion, this is the perfect situation for the pick of Jameson Williams. He can actually take his time a little bit there. They have a nice, well-established offense. I think he's going to thrive if he goes to the Chargers. So that is my pick for them at pick 17. Frankie.
So for the Chargers, I give them Jordan Davis. Run stuffer for a team that had trouble versus the run at times last year. They're in the hyper-competitive AFC West. And I think with this offseason, the Chargers are going to be in good shape. I mean, they're going to be an interesting team to watch. That AFC West is going to be wild. They can't all go to the playoffs.
I'm telling you.
Somebody's this is disappointed.
And this is when that rule that no matter what, someone from each division, like the division champion of each division, has to get into the playoffs. And we've seen it where teams were 6-10 or 8-8. And then there are other teams in other divisions with 11 wins. It's happened with us with 10 wins. They don't make it to the playoffs. This is one of those scenarios where it's like, we're going to push one of these teams out of the playoffs because of some shitty team somewhere else. And it's going to be sad to see because that AFC West is going to be insane this year. You'd like to see all four of them make it if they could. Okay, Y2K, what do you got?
I was just thinking about that Charger offense. Austin Eckler at running back, then a wide receiver. Imagine Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, and Jamison Williams.
Yeah.
That's not even fair.
It's not.
A video game is what that is. Okay.
Yeah.
So
you know what? I wanted to give Jamison, I wanted to give him to one of the teams I thought were, already had stuff where it would make sense for him to take some time. And it's funny when I looked, I didn't want to have him drop all the way to the bottom of the draft, but I was like looking at the same thing. I'm like, dude, this would be unfair. How are you going to cover all these people? So, all right, Y2K, what do you got?
Okay, so to me, I think the Chargers are there with the talent, but they need a little more attitude. They need a little more toughness. They need a little more of that mental gumption, some of that, as one wrestler used to say, some of that testicular fortitude. So for me, I think the kind of guy that they're looking for is, believe it or not, another offensive tackle to play on the opposite side of the left tackle they already have. So to me, Trevor Penning is a great fit for the Chargers.
I agree. Very good pick for the Chargers. Trevor Penning, who not too long ago, people had him as a mid-second round pick. Now he's leaking into the first round all over the place. So Dom C for who is this now? Where the hell are we?
The Chargers, number 17.
Yep, Chargers. Okay. He has Jamison Williams going to the Chargers as well. And let's see here. Jeremy has Kenyon Green going to the Chargers. Excellent pick. I love Kenyon Green, man. Okay, so where are we now? Now we are at pick. This is hard with the 5 mocks. Let me see. At least for my brain. Okay, so now the Philadelphia Eagles are back on the board. And this is where I have George Karlaftis going, sliding down a lot further than I initially thought he would. But the Eagles get the Greek Freak. Frankie.
Well, the Eagles had a very good offseason. They re-signed Fletcher Cox. They got Kazir White. They got Hassan Reddick. So they addressed a lot of their defensive needs already in free agency. So I have a crazy pick. I have them getting Treylon Burks. Oof. And good luck covering Devontae Smith and Drake London and Treylon Burks. And they have to, of course, get rid of Rager and J.J. Arcega-Whiteside and just say, okay, made a mistake with those guys, but now these guys are going to be good.
All right. Interesting picks. Yeah, these are getting good. Let's see here. Ooh, I see one that's going to be fun. Okay, so Dom C.
I have to make my pick. Can I make my pick?
Oh, there you go. Y2K. Yeah, go ahead and do yours first, huh?
That's okay. So I am predicting that Jermaine Johnson falls all the way to 18, and the Eagles snatch him up. They need that playmaker on defense. He can play linebacker or defensive line, wherever they want to use him. I think this is a great spot for Jermaine Johnson.
Jermaine Johnson going to the Eags. Okay, so let's see. Dom C for the Philadelphia Eagles has Devontae Wyatt, another guy, arguably the best defensive tackle in this draft by many people's assertions here. And the Jeremy has Daxton Hill, the first safety on his board. I don't think even Kyle Hamilton went yet, did he? Oh, yes, he did. Oh, yeah, he did. So Daxton Hill
18
going to the Eagles.
Wow.
All right. Let's see. Now I'm up again.
We're all over the place on that pick.
Yeah, totally. Lots of different views, Okay, so now this is the Saints are back on the board. Nope, no, they're not. Let's see. Yeah, they are. The Saints are back at pick 19, and this is where they get their quarterback. All right, the Saints are going to grab Desmond Ridder. They feel okay with their situation. It might go one way or the other, but they're going to get their quarterback in the house and take some time to get him up to speed. Desmond Ridder going to the Saints. Frankie, what do you see?
I have him going defense again. I give him Devontae Wyatt, defensive tackle, and give him the best interior defensive tackle in the draft by some estimations. So Wyatt to the Saints.
Wyatt to the Saints on Frankie's board. Okay, Y2K, what do you see?
I have them going after second. I wanted to go wide receiver here, but I've got a hunch they're going to use pick 49 to address wide receiver. I think they're going to wait a little bit, and I think they're going to stick with defense. I'm going to go a little different direction. I'm going to go with Hire Elam, cornerback from Florida. I think they need a little help in the secondary.
Hire Elam. So
Very
you're
good
taking
one.
him over guys like McDuffie? You like him better?
Pretty close, but I think New Orleans is going to like Elam over McDuffie. I think they like Elam's upside. He's incredibly athletic, and I think he'll work well playing in the dome. So,
all right. So Jeremy has him going with Treylon Burks. Remember when Jets fans were all lathered up about Treylon Burks? Then he runs a 4.55, and that was it for him. The Jets fans forgot he existed. Jeremy uses him to be selected this pick, and Dom C has Matt Corral going to the Saints. Ooh, another quarterback. So again, I really like Matt Corral. I think that's a great pick for them. Now we go to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And what I was going to say before, the Pittsburgh Steelers were trying to get a quarterback out of this draft. They really wanted Malik Willis, but that didn't happen. So they're going to go ahead and go to the next biggest problem on their team, offensive line, and they are going to grab Trevor Penning over Charles Cross at tackle. Frankie, what do you see?
Well, in my mock, it's very easy. Malik Willis to the Steelers. Just give him. That's the guy they want. Sit him behind Mitch Trubisky for a year if needed. No problem. And then they got their quarterback of the future.
There it is. I think that's who they're targeting as well, Frankie. Y2K, what do you see the Steelers doing?
Frankie has sold me on the concept of Pickettsburg.
Pickettsburg.
The Steelers stay local when they draft Kenny Pickett. They're their new small-handed quarterback.
That's right. You know, he's got those weird thumbs too. Some wacky thumb stuff. They say that's really why he wears the gloves. He doesn't want anybody looking at his thumbs. He's like that girl. Remember the girl? What was that girl's name? She was in Transformers. What was her name again? Megan something. Remember her?
Fox.
Megan Fox. She's like stunningly gorgeous. You ever look at her thumbs? Anybody ever do that? One day, just say
the first thing about her that I was checking.
Well,
out.
clearly, yes, and for good reason. But if you ever just Google it, Megan Fox's thumbs, it's the most interesting thing in the world. But she hides them all the time. Weird thing. Anyway, Ryan King checks in with a super chat, and he says, "Hey guys, I love your content. Did you see Becton carried 200 pounds in each hand across the gym and benched 400 pounds. Frankie, what do you think of Becton? Did you see that clip?
Ryan, just keep in mind, Mekhi Becton is training with Duke Manyweather. Duke Manyweather is the founder of offensive line masterminds. Okay, he works with all the best offensive linemen in the world, pretty much. And that's who Mekhi's training with. We don't have to worry about Mekhi's training. He's doing the best possible training you could ever do. And I see people arguing with Duke Manyweather on Twitter about Mekhi Becton's training. Like they know better. You don't know any better than Duke Manyweather. You don't. I don't care who you are, unless you're Les Spellman or somebody. But they wouldn't argue with Duke Manyweather, of course.
Well, right.
So Ryan, we don't have to worry about it. It's great. He's working with the best. He's either going to come back or he's not. His knee has to heal and all that. But as far as training goes, he's training with the best. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and that's right, man. So we're all seeing it. I feel very good about Mekhi Becton. So let's take this opportunity to welcome in Jeremy, who it looks like he arrived safely. So let's welcome him in, and he can control the bottom half of his mock. Jeremy, you're all safe?
Yeah, we're all good in the studio. Good
all
safety.
right.
There you go. Well, welcome home, buddy. I'm glad you're safe and sound. We are about, I think you're up. So go ahead, Jeremy. Who'd you pick here?
You're on number 20.
Y2K, will you let me play? Let me play.
Let him bust my chops. Wait a second.
Yeah, what the fuck? Y2K. So, all right. Jeremy, the Pittsburgh Steelers are up, and you are on the clock, friend.
Oh, I don't have my thing open, so hold on 1 second. I might have to cheat. Y2K, help me. Where did I have
you don't have it? Okay,
I don't have it. I got enough to just manage my own draft.
All right, Jeremy, I'll do this pick for you. Jeremy has the Pittsburgh Steelers addressing the offensive line just like I did, but he has Charles Cross
That's right.
going to the Steelers. And Dom C used pick 20 to grab another quarterback again. So we got 3 of us think the Steelers will get a quarterback, and they get Kenny Pickettsburg, just like Y2K did. So fantastic. 3 quarterbacks, 2 offensive linemen. I think we're all kind of in the same barrel here. So this brings us to pick 21, and this is the Patriots. I have the Patriots trying to replace J.C. Jackson and grabbing cornerback Trent McDuffie out of Washington. Frankie, who do you got?
Well, that's exactly correct. J.C. Jackson's replacement, Trent McDuffie, over to the Patriots. And Patriot fans will be sad because they want a wide receiver, although they got Devontae Parker, so good luck with Devontae.
Yeah, see that? Good luck. But Trent McDuffie, I think I like Trent McDuffie, though. I think I might like him more than Elam. But that is what it is. Y2K, who do you got for pick 21, the Patriots?
Well, I have the Patriots indeed going defense, but I do not have them going cornerback. I've got them addressing the front 7. I think they want a good run stopper. They want some pass rush, and they want a winning pedigree. And to me, that is Nakobe Dean. So they're going to draft linebacker and draft Nakobe Dean. Oh, by the way, with Mekhi Becton, I appreciate that he's bench pressing, but how much can he squat right now? I'd be a little more focused on that, considering it's his leg.
Yeah, but that's probably where they're not going to put the focus right now until, I mean, who knows where he is in the rehab. He should be okay, but that's a good concern. But I'm sure that's where they're working slower. You know what I mean? Getting his upper body up while his leg gets all nice and good. But you're right. You're definitely right. It's about squatting. Jeremy, what do you got for the Pats at pick 21?
I have the Pats taking George Karlaftis, who slipped into their hands, and Bill Belichick is very, very happy about that.
Yeah, that would be upsetting for me. I don't want him to go to the Patriots. I think Karlaftis is the gem. I really do. Not the only one, but one of the gems. So Dom C for pick 21 has the Pats grabbing Khair Elam, cornerback out of Florida, just like Y2K. Or no, you had him for the previous pick.
I had him for the Saints.
Saints, correct. There it is. So now the Packers are on the clock, and I have them taking a swing at replacing Devontae Adams, and they're going to grab the best wide receiver on the board, and that is Treylon Burks out of Arkansas. Frankie, what are the Packers doing over there?
Well, same thought process, but in my scenario, Burks is not there, so the Packers instead take Chris Olave and add him to their stable of wide receivers.
Olave. There he is. So Y2K, what do you got?
Just going to keep it simple. Wide receiver, best on the board, and it's definitely for me, Treylon Burks.
Treylon Burks. See that? All right. We all want to give him. I mean, that's like the most obvious thing to do. And it's sad, too, because just like with what we did with Revis, we traded Revis away, and then we used a 9th overall pick to grab a cornerback. Of course, everybody's going to compare it because that's literally a swap, 1 for 1. And that's a lot of pressure, especially when he's injured all the time, like D. Milliner was. So that was set up to fail from the word go. Hopefully not the case with Treylon Burks. Jeremy, what do you got?
Treylon Burks came off the board already for me. So the best remaining is the same as Frankie, Chris Olave.
Ooh, Chris Olave making it down here to the Packers.
Is Dom going to break the tie?
Let's see. We're about to find out right now. So Dom C has the Packers going offensive line with Trevor Penning out of Northern Iowa going to the Green Bay Packers. So nope. No tiebreaker from Dom today. Now that brings us to the Cardinals, and I have the Cardinals going edge rusher with Trayvon Walker out of Georgia. Frankie, what do you see here?
Well, DeAndre Hopkins is getting injured. Christian Kirk is no longer there. Kyler Murray is having his agent, Eric Burkhardt, write long missives from the desk of Kyler Murray and with strange fonts and everything else. So I think they need to keep him happy. So I give him a wide receiver, Jahan Dotson.
Jahan Dotson. It's a good. I mean, that's another guy I love, man. He's going to be a good one, man. That guy. So Y2K, what do you see happening?
I got them going a little different direction. I like their safety tandem, but I feel like they were not very good at matching up against wide receivers. So to me, this is where they go cornerback, and I have them taking Trent McDuffie, very physical player, and I think he's going to fit very well in Arizona.
Oh, good. Well, now listen, before you go, Jeremy, I want to remind everybody, I'm seeing quite a few guys that just came in. They're saying, can we have a recap? It would take a really long time to do a recap, but I want to tell you at the top of the chat, I linked the page where all of our mocks are. So you can see all 5 mocks, Dom, Frankie, Y2K, Jeremy, and myself. You can see all of them and see what we did and kind of, look, if you're like me, I can't remember one pick from the last. I don't remember who did what 10 seconds ago. So if you want to keep it as a reference, by all means, I put it up there for you guys to see. So it's at the top of the chat. Click it and it should work for you. Jeremy, what do you got going on here?
Yeah, me and Y2K think alike. Arizona Cardinals. Trent McDuffie on the board, can't resist. They take him. Very talented cornerback.
Trent McDuffie. Okay. So the Dom C has the Cardinals going with Treylon Burks. Okay. There you go.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Treylon Burks. Okay. So, all right. Where the hell are we now? I'm over on this mock. So that brings us to the Dallas Cowboys. And I think the Dallas Cowboys are going to jump at the opportunity to bring this guy in, Kenyon Green, Texas A&M interior offensive lineman, going to the Cowboys. Frankie, what do you see happening with the Cowboys?
The more I think about it, I might have changed my pick to something like that. I had them taking a guy who a lot of people had in their top 10 in the beginning of this, and now all of a sudden everybody forgot him, and his name's Tyler Linderbaum. But the idea kind of the same. The Cowboys need more offensive line, but I could see going with somebody like a Kenyon Green instead. But they definitely need to start replenishing their O-line.
Frank, I have to say, I'm really sincerely curious where Tyler Linderbaum goes. I mean, it was like a love fest for months in our fan base with Tyler Linderbaum, and nothing happened. Like, he's still just as good as he was that day. But it's just interesting how our needs have kind of shifted. But I'm really curious to see where that guy goes because he is a stud. No joke.
Well, in Schrager's mock, he's out of the first round altogether. Not even in the first round.
Yeah, I'll take him at 35. I'm good with that.
I was just going to say, would you take him at 35?
If he falls to 35, you have to think about taking him, don't you?
Yeah, I think so. You got to consider it.
I mean, sit him for. I mean, it's such a value, and then you say, okay, McGovern. Teach him everything you know, and then goodbye, McGovern.
That's right. Teach him everything you know.
June 1st.
Right.
Well,
okay. So where were we? Y2K, you're up.
Okay, this was the Dallas pick. Okay, so to me, they need a little bit of help up front, losing Randy Gregory. And I think now that they know what a weapon they have in Micah Parsons, they want to open up some room for him. So I think they're going to focus on defensive tackle. And to me, the guy I would take there is Devontae Wyatt. So Devontae Wyatt to the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay. That's a good pick. Jeremy, what do you see happening over here?
I think, Dallas scores a lot of points already. I think this depresses me and scares me. They're going to just be amazing on defense and add Nakobe Dean alongside Micah Parsons.
Wow. To Micah Parsons, and they took Jabril Cox last year as well. Man, they're stacked. That is a stacked linebacker room, I'll tell you that. Nakobe Dean going to the Cowboys. Okay. All right. Dom C has the Cowboys selecting George Karlaftis. He makes it to the Cowboys at pick 24. Incredible. Okay, so that brings us over to, where is it? The Cowboys. All right. The Buffalo Bills, I have them going cornerback, and they're grabbing Khair Elam out of Florida, and they're going to be very happy. That's a great defense for him to go to, and I think it'll work well. Frankie, what do you see happening for the Bills?
Well, with this pick, the Buffalo Bills go to the Super Bowl because it's Derek Stingley Jr. to the Bills. Can you imagine anything scarier?
Yeah, as long as he doesn't get on the field.
Well, yeah, okay, yeah. But if he can, I mean, he's a perfect talent for that team. You can't do anything now. You can't run the ball. You can't pass the ball. You can't defend them. Super Bowl time in Buffalo. Sorry.
Wow. Hey,
Sorry to break the news.
that's okay. When
Sean,
we
we'll
have,
get there. I got you, Sean.
they won't be able to cover Denzel Mims this year. You'll see, Frankie.
They can't figure out Denzel.
That's right. Jeremy, what do you got over here?
I say, you're in Buffalo, you're cold, you don't got any place to go to eat your wings. You go into an old-fashioned phone booth. They're going to go Andrew Booth Jr. at cornerback.
What? I don't understand that. We're eating wings in a phone booth? What?
That's right, Frankie.
How much time did you take to write that?
It was going good for a second.
Yeah. Well, I'm with you, Jeremy. I don't know what it means either, but I'm with you. Okay, so
is Bruce Wayne in the draft? Did I miss something?
that would be Clark Kent, Y2K.
You know what? Before I give my pick, GreenBean, I would like to know who Dom picked in this spot first.
Well, he went into the phone booth as well and took Andrew Booth. See, now we know where Jeremy's going. Andrew phone booth. That's what it is.
So I'm going to give you guys another layer to this little Super Bowl puzzle. I've already got 4 cornerbacks off the board, and I have them taking none of the guys you mentioned. I have him taking Roger McCreary, one of Jeremy's favorites, I know.
There you go.
That's somebody nobody's talking about. It might be a reach, but I think with the guys who are off the board, they're going to take a shot at Roger McCreary.
Well, Sean McAteer says Roger McCreary is his second favorite cornerback. He is off the board for any of you guys. Well, there it is. Sean, he's off the board right now from Y2K. I don't have him off. I don't think anybody else took McCreary yet.
Nobody else.
We have McDuffie. We had obviously Sauce and Stingley, but no.
Here's the thing with McCreary. He's generally a second round grade, but if he goes to the right situation where they play a lot of man, I think he'll be good. But if you expect him to play zone, you're going to have he'll be less effective.
Right. So Daniel Faust checks in. Thank you, Daniel. He says Becton will be great. Chopper of run game. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but it sounds good. Chopper of run game. So I'm in. Just let him go out there. Run behind Becton. That's what we said his rookie year. Remember that? He was literally yelling at the sideline, run my way. He was like, he wanted to kill people. And that's what we forget we have in this guy, man. He is a complete animal, and we should absolutely run behind Becton. If they move him to the right and AVT and Becton, we get the second, phase 2 or 2.0 of the Smash Bros. I hope they never fucking say that word again. Never say Smash Bros again, but maybe it's over there. Wherever they are, run behind them, and I'll be real happy. Thank you, Daniel. So, Jeremy, did you go? Where are we? I completely lost myself. Anybody want to help me out where we are?
26.
Yeah, but did anybody go?
No.
Oh, Dom C went. Okay, 25. All right. Now the Tennessee Titans are on the board. And, Jeremy, this is where I have Nakobe Dean going. He's going to go be coached by Vrabel and the boys over there, and it's going to be a good fit for him. Nakobe Dean going to the Titans. Frankie.
I got Kair Elam going here, cornerback, also Andrew Booth. Now, Andrew Booth just recently had, I think it was core muscle surgery, so he might fall a little bit, but Booth is probably a little better than Elam. I don't know. People would differ, have different preferences. But cornerback for the Titans, I have him taking Elam.
Before you answer, Gitmo Bob just wants to remind us and say he's actually surprised it took Jeremy this long to make a food reference.
He just came on a few picks ago too, Gitmo Bob.
I know.
I'm the only person that got Gitmo Bob talking about food on a stream. I did once talking about it.
Well, right. See, because you got that. You got that going. Y2K, what do you see here?
So I think Tennessee might be I see a fall coming for them. And I think Derrick Henry's getting a little bit older, so they're going to want to get every last little bit of production out of Derrick Henry they can get. How do you do that? You address your offensive line. So to me, you go after interior offensive line for this particular team. And to me, the guy they take is Kenyon Green.
Kenyon Green. Good pick. All right, Jeremy, what do you see happening here for the Titans?
I was thinking similar part of the field, part of the team. I have them going Zion Johnson, but I think they need to keep that's what feeds them, blocking.
Yeah, I saw somebody today who had Zion Johnson as their number 1 interior offensive lineman in the draft. I said, interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think he's a strong pick no matter who he goes to. Let's see. Dom C has the Titans going with linebacker Devin Lloyd. Did he have Dean going yet? I don't think he did. No, Dom C has Nakobe Dean sliding to the second, I think. Craziness. So Tennessee Titans get Devin Lloyd in Dom's draft. That brings us to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I have them replacing the guy who signed an illegal deal with the Cincinnati Bengals. 3 minutes into the negotiating period, they already had a $40 million contract done. I think there might have been some shenanigans. Okay. 3 minutes into the tampering window, and they have a $40 million contract worked out for Kappa. So either way, they're going to replace him, and they're going to bring Zion Johnson in down there for Tampa Bay. Frankie, you're up.
Perfect reasoning. I have the same guy going to the same team. Zion Johnson to protect shady Tom Brady.
Boy, are you smart, Frankie. I got to give it to you sometimes. Every now and then. Okay, Y2K, who do you see going to the Bucks?
You know, as I was thinking about a Bucks pick, the same question was going through my head. What do you get for the team who already has everything? It feels like. Ugh. So in this case, I think what they might do is I think they like Vita Vea at defensive tackle, and I think they want to pair somebody up to help enforce the run defense. So to me, I went with Perion Winfrey, defensive tackle from Oklahoma.
Wow. He'll do great down there next to Vita Vea. Okay, Jeremy, what do you got?
I have Tampa taking, and this is a mistake, not the best corner on the board, but I have them taking Khalil Elam at cornerback because he's from Florida.
There you go. That's all you needed. Dom has the Bucks. It's same thinking, not as Jeremy, but as everybody else, and he has them grabbing Kenyon Green up there at pick 27. Texas A&M interior offensive lineman, in my opinion, the best interior offensive lineman in the draft. Okay, so that brings us to the Green Bay Packers are back on the board, and I have them going with the defensive line with Devontae Wyatt out of Georgia going to Green Bay. So, Frankie, that leaves me to you.
Well, interestingly here, I gave them Chris Olave at 22. So here's another shot. You could double dip at wide receiver. Some people have them double dipping. You could take a shot here at Christian Watson, somebody who has, a high ceiling and, but we're not sure, but we already got Olave, who's more of a short thing. You could do that and give Aaron Rodgers all the weapons, but I have them taking Trevor Penning, the tackle, a mauler for the frozen tundra.
There you go. Y2K, what do you see?
Well, we've already addressed wide receiver with Treylon Burks. So here, I think they want to get that pass rush going because I felt there were too many times you didn't really notice their defense. Plus, they've lost one of the Smiths. So slipping all the way down to number 28 is the Greek Freak, George Karlaftis to the Green Bay Packers.
Wow, another great spot for him. It turns out I might like that guy because no matter where he goes, I'm like, oh, yeah. That's good. That's a good pick.
What are you talking about?
All right, Jeremy, you're up.
When Green Bay gets really cold and sometimes you need to warm yourself with some slow-cooked meat. And every time I look at Jaquan Brisker's name, I think brisket, and I just see him in Green Bay. So safety Jaquan Brisker.
Jaquan Brisket going to the Packers. I love it. And Dom C has George Pickens going to the Packers. Who did he take up there?
Really?
So he had Trevor Penning and George Pickens. I don't know if they would put that much. That's a risky move. As much as I love George Pickens, I don't know. Replacing Devontae Adams with a guy who could very realistically struggle to stay on the field, I don't know. So I'm going to say that's the first pick I think of Dom is that it's risky. Very risky, Dom. Very risky. Okay, so that leads us to the Kansas City Chiefs in the first of their two picks. And I have them grabbing an interesting pick, in my opinion. They're going to go with edge rusher Cameron Thomas out of San Diego State. That's the place where Cameron Thomas could actually become what he is able to become. There are places where if Cameron Thomas goes and it's not a strong system and everything, that guy could be, he could disappear entirely, in my opinion. But I think I like him for the Chiefs. Frankie, you're up.
Same idea, different player. I have Kansas City needing to beef up their D to keep up in the gunslinging AFC West by picking Boye Mafe, the explosive edge rusher out of Minnesota.
Yeah, I think I chose Cameron Thomas because in this imaginary mock, I want the Jets to at least have the choice of taking Boye Mafe in the second. Y2K, you're up.
I went a very different direction. Now, we know Kansas City has back-to-back picks, so we'll see what we wind up doing with this pick versus the next pick. But I think they're going to go with the upside of wide receiver, and at this point, there have been a lot of wide receivers taken. But there is one prospect with immense potential. Some people love him, some people don't care for him, but I like his chances of being a great receiver if he's got Patrick Mahomes throwing the ball. I've got Christian Watson to the Kansas City Chiefs.
There you go. Makes a ton of sense. Jeremy, what are you thinking?
Well, Kansas City, knowing that they have the next pick, they want to go right along Green Bay and show them up. So they're going to go with the better safety, Lewis Seen out of Georgia.
I like what you're doing here, Jeremy. Right? It's all about optics now. It doesn't matter which way you take your guys, right? Now it's about some other stuff like optics. So Frankie, you already went for this one, right? Okay, good. All right, so that leads us to Dom, and Dom is giving the Chiefs Christian Watson as well. Two of you guys chose Christian Watson for the Chiefs. Interesting. So this is the second Chiefs pick, and I have them going with a guy that could potentially reproduce Tyreek Hill's production, and that is Jahan Dotson. They love him. They're going to put him right in that spot and watch him succeed and thrive. That's their second first. Jahan Dotson out of Penn State. Frankie.
Well, I could see Christian Watson going here. I have the Chiefs trying to cover the back end. So they already have Jordan Reed, and I'm giving them then Daxton Hill as their other safety to complement Jordan Reed.
Nice. Not bad right there. Y2K.
I am in lockstep with my friend Frankie. Watching the safety play of the Chiefs last year was abysmal. Matthews gone, Sorensen's gone. Well, Matthews expected to be gone. I think we're pretty sure of it. So at this point, they need to grab a safety, and Daxton Hill looks like a great fit for them.
Okay, Jeremy, what do you see happening?
I see Kansas City. They just selected their safety. Now they're going to go for wide receiver, and they're going to take Christian Watson, best available prospect left on the board. And they're going to run with it, and that's going to help Mahomes a lot to have a nice, big, juicy target like that.
Wow. Well, Dom.
Very juicy.
Very juicy. Right, with Brisker. There's lots of juicy going on right now. So Dom has them going with the safety piece again. So he's got Daxton Hill out of Michigan going to the Kansas City Chiefs there. So a lot of us are thinking along the same lines. I had the edge rusher, but pretty much everybody else is safety and receiver. Well, no, Frankie had the edge too.
Frankie.
Yeah, that's right. Frankie had the edge too.
No wide receiver.
All right. So this is the Bengals. They are up, as you remember. They made it to the Super Bowl, so they get pick 31. And this is where I have Tyler Linderbaum going to the Bengals, and that will be he'll be their center for a decade over there, protecting Joe Burrow. So, Frankie, what do you see happening?
Same thought. They need to continue to build on their offensive line, even with their free agent signing. So I give them Tyler Smith, the tackle guard, to protect Joe Burrow's knees.
Yeah, that's right. It's time. They gave him all the weapons he could possibly want, and now it's time to make sure he stays standing. So, Y2K, what do you have the Bengals doing?
Before I even mention mine, it's funny because I remember when we did our first mock draft, it was back in mid-December, and it was in the 5th round. You gave me like one pick, said, take anybody you want. And I'm just like, well, we need to upgrade the offensive line. I said, let's take this guy, Tyler Smith. We haven't taken him since. In the last couple of weeks, all of a sudden, he's a first round. It's amazing. He's just skyrocketed in the last couple of weeks. It's crazy how that works out.
Isn't it? It's funny.
It is strange. But you need a plug-and-play player on the offensive line. And to me, it's simple. Tyler Linderbaum. It's a perfect fit.
Great minds, Y2K. Jeremy, what do you see happening?
I think that the Bengals are going to address the offensive line later, and because they're not going to be able to pass up one of the, to me, most underrated people coming out in this class, and that is Roger McCreary, cornerback out of Auburn.
There he goes. There he goes, Sean. There's your guy. Let's see what Dom did here. Dom also has him going with Tyler Linderbaum. So 3 of us grabbed Tyler Linderbaum. Frankie gave him Tyler Smith out of Tulsa, and Jeremy went with McCreary. This is the final pick in the first rounds. The Detroit Lions, who had pick number 2 on my board, they chose Malik Willis. Now they're going to protect him, and they're going to give Charles Cross. He slides all the way to pick 32, but remains a first-round pick. The offensive tackle out of Mississippi State going to protect Malik Willis in Detroit. Frankie.
Well, for this one, I say this pick, the 5th-year option, this is the last player you can select who will have a 5th-year option. So I think the Lions go quarterback here because I didn't have them taking quarterback at 2 because of that 5th-year option. You could go Desmond Ridder. I have them taking Sam Howell, whoever you like better. It might be Ridder from what I'm hearing. These days, I think people like Ridder a little better than Howell maybe. But either way, they take their backup quarterback here, let him sit behind Goff, see what you got. And if you need him, you got the 5th-year option to play with.
Beautiful. Jeremy, I'm sorry, Wat2K, what do you got here?
Well, I think we have to remember we don't always trust these teams, these bad teams, to make intelligent decisions based off where they are, and I really don't think Detroit is. So as much as I like the player, I'm not sure it quite makes the most sense for the team where they are right now. But I do think they want to add a little more firepower on offense to go with St. Brown, and I think they're going to draft with the 32nd pick, Jahan Dotson, wide receiver.
There goes Dotson. Jeremy, yeah, I agree. Jeremy, before you pick, I just want to bring attention to Alex Vargas's comment. He said he loves the show. He loves seeing me and Frankie, but he says he does a lot of holiday stuff, and he was thinking about my Santa Claus gig, and he said that I would be the best Santa ever. And I want you to know I sincerely appreciate that. I think I'd be a good Santa Claus too. And that's why I am, in fact, going to Santa College way up there in Michigan. I'm going to go through their whole program and get a certification that says I can legally be a Santa Claus at Macy's or whatever the hell it is I want to do. I think I'll just do private parties, Jeremy. That's what I think I'm going to do. But I'll be a Santa Claus. But I appreciate you saying that, Alex Vargas, because sometimes I just don't know. Sometimes I go, what the hell am I talking about? I want to be a friggin' Santa
But
Claus.
how do you measure who's the best Santa? What are the metrics?
It's all about the hose. How do
you measure that? Where's the objective measuring? Where's the stats? Do we have a combine for Santa Clauses?
It is a series of intangible measurements like this.
Oh.
When this Santa Claus leaves, how many children are sad to see him go? And when that's Santa Claus, right? I don't know. I'll have to compile that when I'm done and to see how good I really am. And then there's another measurement I'm sure you'd like, how much they make each Christmas season.
That
right?
could be good. Yeah, that's
like,
a good one.
If this Santa made $850 and that Santa made enough to carry his whole year, which I'm being told Santa Clauses, that's all they work all year.
Huh.
Think about that. 50, 60 grand.
I mean,
can you imagine?
Seasonal work, but then what do you do the rest of the year? You sit around getting fat? I mean, because then you could even get fatter and fatter, and it's to your benefit.
It's to your benefit.
Other 11 months of the year. I mean, do you go back to Santa school, like remedial Santa school? And then
well, think about this.
Training.
Well, you're coming from that school of thought that's like when people retire, they suddenly get depressed and everything, right? Like, I don't know what my life is without working. I just retired for 2 years, and let me tell you guys, fucking love it. I don't need to do shit. I'll just sit here and talk Jets with you guys. I'll write little stories. I don't care. I go see it. Go hiking. I go, whatever. Play with my kids. So I think if Santa school actually works out and I become a Santa Claus and I'm able to be one of those guys that makes 50, 60 G's a year in 3 months or, of work, I'm going to have no problem filling the rest of the time, Wat2K. I can assure you, buddy. I'm not worried about it. So we'll see, but thank you, Alex. I appreciate that. I got the ho thing down, I think. Yeah. So Jeremy, did you go yet? No, you're up.
I was right in line with Frankie. And I agree with him. It could be either quarterback, but 5th-year option. Didn't want to use not the year to use that early pick, but 32, perfect spot to get in there, grab a quarterback, take a shot at the future. Sam Howell.
Sam Howell. There you go. Let's see what Dom C did to wrap this mock up. The Detroit Lions, he has Desmond Ridder. So all of you except for me went quarterback there because I had them actually taking a good quarterback up top. You guys all have some fodder, and you never know. Maybe that's the best quarterback. We've seen it with Lamar Jackson, right? We had all these highly touted quarterbacks up top, and then the end of the first, that quarterback actually makes it, and the rest of them have some trouble. So good mock. Now I'm going to put a poll in the chat right now. And so because Dom's not here, I only get 4 selections. So because Dom's not here, he will not be included. But we're going to see which draft they like the best. Now, Y2K, I'll start with you, and then we'll go to Frankie and Jeremy. I know one is yours, but do you think yours is going to win? Which one do you think, hearing them all, which one do you think is the most likely to?
My first thought would be they're going to vote for you. They're going to give you some host bias. They want.
That's what you think it is. So without host,
Santa bias.
Maybe
Santa. How do you not vote for Santa Claus?
I got to be honest. I think in taking those 2 quarterbacks that early, I appreciate you going for the trade, but I'd be a little bit surprised on that one. It's hard to go through each and every single one like this quickly, but I like Dom. Dom was like Frankie and Jeremy. I felt both took some chances. I think Dom and I were like a little bit more on the. We went a little more chalk. So that's kind of like my initial thought on this. So if I had to bet on one, I would say Frankie would probably win the poll. It's a tough call, though. Tough call.
You think Frankie? Jeremy, Frankie, what do you think?
Well, I think GreenBean was the boldest. I mean, I don't think anybody else had any trades, did they? So, fortune favors the bold, as they say. And so I think GreenBean's the boldest. Other than that, I think everybody was pretty close in their thinking. Like, it may not have been the same player, but they were kind of thinking the same thing: offensive line, safety. So I don't know. I'd say GreenBean just because I'd give him, he went for the trades, and so that's a bolder approach.
Right. So you got to think. I actually came out of it with pretty much the same players as everybody else, but I also got a first and a second out of it. So Jeremy, what do you think? You weren't around to hear the whole thing, but maybe you looked over.
Yeah, but I know your draft, and based on just the fact that you did the best for the Jets with your scenario, and let it be, like, let that happen. But if that was to happen, obviously that's a dream scenario for the Jets. So I would imagine that they would go with that. I like my players. I like the players that I pick. I will concede that I am not the best at what each team needs.
Right. Okay. That's fair.
Well, but let's consider this is a Jets live stream, and I put the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl. So how about that? We're talking about a sack. How about a sack for putting the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl in a Jet chat room? I mean,
that's right. Yeah, well, that's the hardest. Well, that's the hardest thing with these things. I mean, look, we're naturally biased. We have a default set. Screw these guys. As soon as you get to their team, you're like, I hate them. But it's actually trying to pick the best player from your perspective on what that team would need. I think we all did a pretty good job with that. I don't think anybody, gave the Bills a 4th round, punter or a 5th round punter in the first or something like that. I think we did okay with that. But let's see. We got Three Amigos says Team Frankie, and George Gillen says Wa2K. Jason Reeves also says Wa2K. So you never know here. It's up in the air. Chris Bradigan says I did like what the trade GreenBean did. So there's that. Let's see. Yeah, Sean just doesn't understand why you would put them in the Super Bowl. It's just I don't get it. Are we not here to have fun, Frankie? What the hell are you doing?
They're going.
So now we'll give the poll a few minutes, and I want to just ask you guys. I brought it up earlier. Any interest in doing a quick 7-round mock draft. I'll open 4 sims. You guys pick them. The chat can comment and everything. You can feed off the chat if you want. But any interest in just blowing through? You just who you pick, who Y2K picks, who Jeremy picks, who Frankie picks. Any interest?
Absolutely.
The only thing is we'll be here till 3 a.m, GreenBean.
No, we're gonna do it.
We're gonna
do
blow
fast.
through it.
We're gonna blow through it, Frankie.
No feedback from the chat. To the chat, no feedback allowed.
Yeah.
Well,
right. That's it.
GreenBean will go work on his hose.
Well, that takes, that's what takes the longest time, is the processing speed of 200 people. Hey, look, there he is. Look, Dom C checking in. He says, vote for one of those 4 guys or write in the real winner, Dom C, vacationing with the fam. So I'm sorry I missed it. Well, you were missed, buddy, and sincerely.
The same Dom C took George Pickens in the first round of Green Bay. I don't know.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Dom C throwing George Pickens to the team that just traded away with probably the best wide receiver in the NFL. He gives him an often injured, never going to play wide receiver. Good. Congratulations, Dom. Well done. Yeah. So Matt Simon says there's not enough people voting, guys, but thank you, Dom. And it's nice to see you stop by. It would have been great to have you here, but totally understand. Nobody's voting for the poll. Why isn't anybody voting for the poll, Matt? What's going on? So you guys, if you want to make your voice heard right now, we're going to say whoever, if there's 20 votes and they pick Jeremy, we're going to say Jeremy won. And then you guys are going to go, but Jeremy sucked. He didn't win. But you never voted. So if you can vote, it takes a split second. Go ahead. And I haven't asked you once throughout the whole stream, but now I'm going to. If you haven't liked the video, now is the time. Just go ahead and hit that thumbs up. If you've been hanging with us, this was a good time. And now we're going to have some more fun. We're going to open up these sims. And, I think what's going to take the longest is me navigating through friggin' 4 sims. But if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. More and more content coming out every single week. We have great live streams, Thursday Thick of It, Monday Night Mock. We have the Green Beans Jets Pod, the weekly podcast I release every Monday morning. That is released 5:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. And then numerous other videos and fun stuff like this one. This was an impromptu, relatively spontaneous extra live stream for you guys. So if you haven't subbed, please do. It's appreciated, and it helps you who seek more Jets content. So, okay, I am setting up these sims right now for you guys, which is why I probably sound like I'm disconnected from the world. Okay, why don't somebody talk real quick so I can just set these up for us? No?
Well, I'll give you a name that nobody's talking about for the Jets. How about a little sneak preview? Have you heard of Tazier Mack? Anyone? Raise your hand.
I don't even know if Rusty Spooner's heard of him as one of his diamonds, to be honest with you.
Tazier Mack. Well, guess what? We had him in for a 30 visit. A guy nobody's heard of. We had him in for a 30 visit. Why is that? Why did we do it?
Why I want you to tell us.
What position is he?
He is, guess what? Everybody's favorite position, wide receiver. 6'2", 200 pounds, out of the University of Pittsburgh. You named it. And guess where he's from originally? Brooklyn, New York.
Ooh, okay.
That? Brooklyn, baby. Go. And we had him in. He's, according to Brugler, he's the 61st best wide receiver in this draft. And we had him in for a 30 visit. Now, what's going on there?
Oh, that is interesting, Frankie. This is an interesting. Well, Frankie, what is your conclusion that you've drawn?
Well, the only thing I could think is this is a kid we want as a UDFA. We must think that he's a big time sleeper, that he's a guy we can get who we think is better than everybody else thinks, and who wants to come to our team. He's from New York. He's not going to be one of these guys who's pining for Georgia and Florida and all these places and Texas. He's a Brooklyn kid, wants to come play for the Jets, and they wanted to have an interview with him and make sure, that he's the guy that they think he is. I guess that's the only thing I could think.
So you think more than likely like an undrafted free agent, though. So we're just getting,
Yeah. He's literally on Brugler's thing. He's 61st best wide receiver, 61. So he's a 7th round UDFA, grade.
Wow. I like your conclusion. See, but I don't know. A 30 video visit seems like a bit much. You might have just been able to call him and say, "Hey,"
I know, but he's on the list. He came in, like, it's official. He came to One Jets Drive. So I don't know why, but
so he's already 23 years old. He's actually going to be 24 by the time the season begins. So
yeah,
not too young. So spent his first 2 years in college with Indiana. Then he went to Pittsburgh. In 40 games with the Panthers, 2,059 yards and 9 touchdowns. Plus the game had a touchdown in a bowl game against Eastern Michigan.
He had some injury problems with his arms, not his legs, so that's interesting. And he's known to have strong hands. His thing is very strong hands. But other than that, I can't understand it. But that's an interesting tidbit, I think.
That is an interesting tidbit. I like it. It just shows, right? There's higher level thinking going on, and we're gonna see where all this stuff lands for us. But I think that this regime, they're not satisfied with just doing the status quo. Like they're digging into stuff. They're exploring other options. Like I said, I am firmly entrenched in the belief that we are going to see 3 tight end sets this year. I'm convinced of it. 3 tight ends. We're going to see 13 personnel. And I can't wait. But I think this organization is trying to be what we've never been before. And if Tazier Mack falls in line with that, like thinking outside the box and doing all that, I love it. All right. So here we go.
Let's took a tight end in our mock drafts in the first round.
Not one first round tight end. Incredible.
Yeah, and that comports with things that, like, Daniel Jeremiah is saying that these tight ends are not very well regarded by the teams either.
Yeah,
not at the top,
but it's not. There's not a lot of star power. They're saying.
Yeah. It's actually a very deep class, but right there's not that Kyle Pitts, even Freiermuth. It was just so good. Trey McBride is like that, but there's a lot of guys that are like in that pack, very very strong. But again, no Pitts. All right, guys. So let's start with this. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 mock simulators up. We'll try to move this as fast as we can. I'm leaving the poll up there to see what you guys think of the first round mocks, but then we're going to do it again for this one. Now, we're going to do this kind of lightning-esque, all right? Let me see. I'm going to have a whole bunch of problems here. I want you guys to know that. Hold on. Let me know when the thing closes on the bottom, the ad.
Just have to do the click here to close. Just click on that. There you go.
No, I know how to, but okay. I'm trying to see which window is which. Okay. All right. So let's start with Jeremy. This is Jeremy's mock. What do you got? I'm going to go ahead and hit play here. Oh, shit. I didn't pick the Jets on this one. Okay. Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. What the fuck is going on? All right. If I can't do this, we're not doing it. Hold on.
Resume draft?
No, hold on. I guess I didn't click Jets. So, all right. Here we go. Jeremy, who you picking? You taking the trade? What do you got?
I don't see anything. What are you talking about?
This one's not up?
Well, you got to blow it up so we can see it. Right now, it looks like 1, 2, 3 is all empty.
All right. Which one?
So we're seeing the wrong one.
Yeah, it's weird. It's not aligning properly. It's like it should be just the one on top would be the one, but it's not. Do you see it now? No, it's the last one. Yeah. Fucking ridiculous.
Oh, now I'm seeing it. Okay.
There's your trade.
So they want 28, 29. Okay. I see Thibodeau's on the board, so just grab him.
Yeah, we should probably
look at that trade.
All trades. Otherwise, it's going to take forever.
Very nice trade.
Okay, so no trades. Okay, no trades.
It's there.
We'll do that. All right, so we're going to do the first round. So who do you got, Jeremy? Pick 10.
Oh,
I already gave you Thibodeau for 4.
I didn't know we already went. Okay. Jameson Williams.
Jameson Williams. Okay.
Wide receiver, Alabama.
All right. So, okay. Now here we go. Let me not share this one. See, this is weird because it's not aligning for me. Okay. Share this one. Now we'll go to this one here. All right. Is it? Do you guys see the trade on the board?
Yes.
Okay. So watch UK. Go ahead. No trades.
We're not doing any trades, right?
Yeah, no trades.
Aiden Hutchinson.
Ooh, Watts UK gets Aiden Hutchinson. All right, at 10, who do you got?
Just to be different, I'm going to go Garrett Wilson just to be different since he took Williams. So Garrett
We don't want to hear later that when your draft is getting booed that it was just because you wanted to be different, right? This is your guy, Garrett Wilson.
I'll
okay.
take the booze now, and I'll take my success come the season. How about that?
Well, that's silly. Okay. Let's see. Frankie, you are going to be up next, my friend. So think hard. Do you see it? Is the trade up?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, wow. So I have the hardest one because Hutch and Tibbs are gone. So do I go Hamilton? I'll go what I picked. Let's go Trayvon Walker.
Trayvon Walker coming right up. 10, Frankie.
And at 10, I'll just do what I picked, Jameson Williams.
All right.
So
Well
Hamilton's
done.
dropping.
Well done. Hamilton's dropping.
There's the lightning.
Okay. Let's do this now. Okay. So I will take Evan Neal. Oh, see, Malik Willis, Y2K. What am I talking about over here? People are getting hip to my plans. All right, I'm going to take Thibodeau as well. And 10, I'm going to take, oh, look at this. Beautiful, beautiful scenario. I'm taking Kyle Hamilton. You guys wait and see what wide receiver I get. Okay. I want to just keep going with mine now. I'm half inclined. Okay. All right, here we go. This should be Jeremy's. I hope they at least stay in order here. Do you see it, Jeremy?
Yeah.
Jets Dallas?
I see the trade with Dallas. Yeah.
Okay. That should be yours. Let me just make sure.
Yeah. I need to see the. Yeah.
Hold on. Kayvon Thibodeau. No, this is mine again. Okay. So which one was yours? This is yours?
Mine is the one that has Jameson Williams at 10 and Thibodeau at 4.
Yeah. Okay. This is you.
You got to
All
zoom
right.
in.
So here you go.
Zoom in a little bit.
Green Bean, I thought you took Kyle Hamilton.
I did.
I think we're looking at yours.
Or not.
Yeah. Yeah, Jeremy took Jameson Williams at 10.
Yeah. Look at the screen. Do you see it? Jeremy, do you see it?
I don't think I see the right one. That's the.
This is Green Bean's draft.
Yeah.
See, why the fuck is it doing that? All right, this might not work, guys. Let me see. It's like it reorganizes them on, when you open it, the share screen on the window in StreamYard, it's reorganizing the list. It's like it's going to be impossible.
Unless we all just go straight through. Find each one and then we go straight through.
All the way through.
Yeah, that's probably the way to do it. Just do your whole draft. Okay, we'll do that. So, all right, let me see here. Let me shut this one down. It would be so nice if it just kept it in order. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. So this one should be Jeremy's. It says Jameson Williams. You see it now? Does that say Jameson Williams?
Yeah, that's me. That's me.
Okay. All right. So you're going to do the rest of your draft here. Okay. That's what we'll do. Yeah. So who do you got at 35? We're doing lightning though.
Okay. Zoom in so I can see. Oh my God. Lindenbaum's up there?
Yep.
Yeah. Grab Lindenbaum.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you're.
Sorry that you didn't get Watson, but.
All right. Now you're at pick 38 there, Jeremy.
Okay. Again, it's hard to see, so I just need to know who's on the board. Let's see. Let's grab Christian Harris.
Christian Harris. There he comes. Okay. Pick 69. Here we go.
Petrie,
Oof.
safety.
Okay, good. Nice pick. All right. Pick 111, no trades. Okay. This is your first fourth round pick. You got a wide receiver. You got a linebacker. You got an edge. You got a center.
Can you scroll? Go to running backs and just see if Pierce is still alive.
I think I just saw him get taken.
Yeah, he's.
Oh, no, there's Damian Pierce.
Damian Pierce.
Just see. That's who you want?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, now let's look at the big board. And we will take give me some Kate Otten.
Where was he? Was he up top?
There he is.
Probably.
All right. Coming down to the bottom for you, pick 146. Just grabbed yourself a tight end.
Yep. Ooh, can you just go to right to offensive guards? Like just shortcut, just is faster. See if he's still there.
There we go. Jason Hines. Okay.
My guy's not there. What about
Strange is gone. Maze is gone. Yeah, they're definitely gone by now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What about
wait
a second.
Yeah, I knew.
Okay. So can you go to offensive center?
You already got Linderbaum.
Oh, you're right. You see that?
Want tackle?
Yeah, let's look at tackles.
Oh,
Look at that.
Oh, Max Mitchell.
Good pick. All right. 163. Your last pick.
My last pick. Let's go to the big board. See who's up there. Just
Got the punter up
take the
top.
punter from San Diego State.
I think I saw Weatherford up there, right? Oh,
Yeah.
wait a second.
You have Petrie. You grabbed the safety, though.
Yeah, I know, but it's okay. You can't see them grabbing two safeties. Come on, it's the
I
Jets.
can. Sure. I'm just reminding you. That's all.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think I covered everything I wanted. So, actually, defensive tackle. Let's go take a look at what's there.
Thank you.
We'll just end this.
Yeah. The defensive tackle is not a deep. It's about as barren as linebacker. It's not.
Yeah, just take the top one. I hate myself.
Henningsen.
Yeah, let's just take him.
Okay, there you go. So that's Jeremy's draft. All right. Frankie, you're up. Let that one go. Now I got to make sure I find Frankie's. Or whoever's draft this is, you're up. Okay, so this is Aiden Hutchinson. So this is Frankie, right?
No, that's me.
No, it's Y2K.
I had Hutchinson and Wilson.
Oh, you got that's right. Okay, awesome. So Y2K, you're up. Who do you got at 35?
I got to go with Nakobe Dean.
There you go. All right. Remember, quick. Let's go.
Okay.
Pick 38. You got Kenyon Green up there. There it is. Okay.
Oh boy, it's so tempting to take Linderbaum. You know what? I'm going Christian Harris. No,
linebackers.
I'm sorry, I just took a linebacker. My bad. Linderbaum.
Linderbaum's
there. I'm taking him.
Is he there? There he is. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Pick 69.
Okay.
Whoops.
Go back up real quick. Who's at the top? Marvin Leal. That's somebody. Nobody talks about this guy.
I know he's good too.
Gordon's, yeah. Not that we need cornerback, but Kyler Gordon's very tempting. I still want. Can we click on safeties, please?
Sure.
I want to see a safety. I'm such a McKinley guy. A little bit nervous about that one. You know what? I want to get a free safety. Kirby Joseph. Let's go with Kirby Joseph. It's a little bold, but I want to get a safety right now.
All right.
111.
Pick 111. Fourth round.
Big board, please.
Yep.
Robinson would be nice. So Cook. Go back up. Let's go back up a little bit. Okay. James
5
Cook.
seconds.
James Cook.
James Cook.
Yep. How many picks do I have left?
You're at 117. So you got the 2/5, and this is your second fourth.
Okay, so 3 left. Okay. All right, took a linebacker. I'm gonna double up at wide receiver. I'm taking Wan'Dale Robinson. He gets so many missed tackles. I think that could be a sneaky wide receiver.
There it is.
I like it. All right, now I got to go running back or defensive tackle. I got to go.
You took James Cook, right?
I took Cook. Yep, I took. All right, so defensive tackle. Oh, Jelani Woods is there. Let's get Jelani Woods.
There you go. Nicely done.
Beautiful. And all right, my hope is defensive tackle here. 163. Let's see what we have. And,
You want to look at the defensive tackles?
The Adito Agbanya. Yeah, yeah. I can't pronounce it, but double O for the defensive tackle. Let's just grab him. I love it.
Okay, you're done. So this is good. Okay. Frankie, hopefully you are up. I think this is Frankie. Nope, that can't be Frankie. Holy shit. Something's wrong. Okay. Frankie, is this you? Let's see.
Yes, that's City 2 wide receiver.
Trayvon Walker.
Trayvon and Jameson. All right. Give me. Give me Jaquan Brisker.
Making me hungry.
And Kenneth. So Breece Hall is gone, right?
Let's see.
Shouldn't be.
Yeah, he's gone.
He is gone.
All right, so give me Kenneth Walker then. Now I would like to see the defensive tackles. Give me Logan. Give me Logan Hall.
Logan Hall coming down the mountain.
Okay.
All right. Pick 111 there, Frankie. Let me get you off the defensive tackles. Here's the big board.
Can I see the wide receivers? Khalil Shakir. Oof. Easy E. Tyquan Thornton. Give me Khalil Shakir.
117.
Can I see the offensive guards? Or, well, how about the tackles? I want to get. Ooh, give me Zach Tom. That's a guy.
All right, pick 146. Let me get you out of here. There's the big board.
Can I see the tight ends?
Alec Lindstrom's down to 156. Wow.
Oof. Wow. I thought I'd have something better. Give me. Boy, I don't like any of these guys really. Is Jelani Woods isn't here?
He was already taken. I saw his name. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Give me Cole Turner. I'll take a chance. Big target in the red zone.
All right, your final pick of the night, Frankie.
Give me the big board. Let's go. I took Zach time. Oh, JoJo Doman. Give me JoJo Doman.
All right. Now, let's see here.
All right.
I'm pretty happy with that.
Nice. Yeah, look good to me. Okay, so this is going to be damn near impossible to find the mock. I might have to just wash mine. This looks, I don't know what the hell's going on with this. That's done. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Is it this one? This is mine. Okay. Who the hell did I draft again? All right. So Kayvon and Kyle. Ooh, very nice. Very nice, Bean. I'm happy with what you've done here tonight. Okay. So let's go. I'll take some Linderbaum action. And let's go. Let me just see who's here. I'll go with Alec Pierce. Where am I? 69.
69.
Troy Anderson. Let's see here. Oh, shit, he's gone. Damn it. Let's see here. I think I will go with Kyron Williams. Yep. 117. Take Jelani Woods. What the hell? How the hell did I not see him? Okay. Let's go. Oh, Donovan West. I already got a center. Let me check the tackles. I'm going to go guard. Nope. Check the tackles. Did I grab a safety? Whoops, wrong team. Oh, yeah, of course I did. All right. Yeah. And let me do this. There it is. Do that. Okay.
That's 4.
All right. So that's 4. So, okay. Since this one is done, we'll just take a look at mine. So this is mine. Now, chat, we're going to ask you, is there anybody still in here? It's been really quiet. Oh, yeah. Still a lot of people in here. So we'll take a look. Try to remember. Okay. Because I probably won't be able to find it again. Where is it? Nope. 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 Okay. So here's my mock. We got Thibodeau and Kyle Hamilton up top, followed it with Tyler Linderbaum and Alec Pierce, linebacker Troy Anderson, running back Kyron Williams, tight end Jelani Woods, defensive tackle Haskell Garrett, and wide receiver Kyle Phillips. Not my favorite, but I love it. Still very good. So there's my draft. Now, which one? Whose is this? Trayvon Walker up top. That's Frankie, right?
Yeah. I love this draft.
Yeah, it's a good one. So Frankie has Trayvon Walker, Jamison Williams.
But it's not showing, GreenBean.
Can we pull it up?
Oh, it's not. Oh, right. Shit. I forgot. I got to include you guys. All right. Now I'm not. Let's see if I can find it.
I think I covered all the rooms. We got all the rooms filled. We got some backups. Thing I like about Zach Tom.
Selling his.
Listen to his sales pitch. Oh my god.
Yeah. Listen to this, folks. We got Zach Tom, who can back up all the offensive line positions, all in one guy. He can play center and tackle and guard. Can you believe it?
Jeremy, is the name Zach Tom making you hungry? It ain't doing nothing for me right now.
Yeah, but he picked Brisker, so shut up.
Plus,
Yeah,
we
it's
got
enough.
Brisker to complete the safety room. We got Kenneth Walker to complete the running back room. Logan Hall completes the defensive line. Man, I like this draft. Khalil Shakir as a backup wide receiver because we got Jamison Williams and we're not sure about the ACL. Then we got Cole Turner for the tight end room and JoJo Doman That is a heck of a draft, if I must say
You
so
sounded
myself.
rather depressed to take Cole Turner. I'm just saying with the
I'll tell you, I always love the
Uh.
draft strategy, which makes you take another person from the same position because you don't think your first round pick's going to be able to play. I love it. Sound.
It's back. It's risk mitigation, GreenBean.
I
Risk
get it.
mitigation.
I get it. Oh, yeah. All right. So there's Frankie's. Let's see whose this is.
Logan Hall is a stud. If we could get Logan Hall, I'd be thrilled.
All right. Whose is
Thrilled.
this? This is the WA2K, right?
Yep.
WA2K. Go ahead, WA2K. Talk about it.
Well, we got, hey, when Aiden Hutchinson falls to you at number 4, the consensus probably number 1 best player, you jump on it. Garrett Wilson, fantastic route runner. It will be a plug-and-play wide receiver immediately. Nakobe Dean has a absolute cult following, widely acknowledged as maybe the best linebacker in this draft. Tyler Linderbaum, best center in the draft. Kirby Joseph could play some coverage, and we definitely need a safety who can cover a little bit. James Cook, brother of Dalvin, he's got that good pedigree. Plus, he comes from a winning program in Georgia. At wide receiver, Wan'Dale Robinson. In my opinion, we do not have enough depth at wide receiver, so I'm taking another one, a potential raw piece of clay who can really, he's very elusive, and I love that in this Robert Saleh and Mike LaFleur offense. Jelani Woods, big-ass bad bruiser who will block and catch, and a defensive tackle with a really cool-sounding name who can block, who can stop the run.
There you go. So there's WA2Ks, everybody. And now we'll try and find Jeremy's. I'm doing okay so far here. Okay. Who did you have up top, Jeremy? Kayvon Thibodeau?
Yeah, Thibodeau and Williams.
With Jameson?
Yep.
I think this is yours. Just look like it?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is yours. You see it?
Yep.
Okay.
So I wasn't lucky enough to have Hutchinson there, but if Thibodeau's there, I'd grab him.
Right.
Grab Thibodeau. No problem with me. All hearsay. Jameson Williams, I don't care if he plays week 1, week 5, or week 10. When he eventually plays, everybody wants a Tyreek Hill so bad. Well, you take the guy that has the best chance to become him. Then you get Tyler Linderbaum because he's there at 35, and how can you not take him at 35? Give me a break. He's a perennial all-pro center. Christian Harris, I love him. Think he's a beast. Takes care of our future at linebacker. Gives us a guy that helps CJ for the short term, and then long term, he's our guy. Love Petrie. You had to see him at the Senior Bowl. We loved him. Get a good safety in the room. Damian Pierce. People are just, I think, underrating him because of his lack of opportunities and carries. It's just the system he played in Florida. But if you actually watch what he did there, he's going to be a very good complement to Michael Carter. Cade Otton. It's a busy tight end room, but it's just nothing wrong with having a young guy and bring him up and have a great receiving tight end for the future there. With the, he's just too good for the spot. And then you got to scroll down. I can't see.
Oh, no? Okay, let me see.
Okay.
Which one was yours? Nope. This one?
Nope.
Is that it? Nope. Okay. Here we go.
Oh, there it goes. Okay. Max Mitchell. Got to get a tackle, offensive tackle in there to develop. And hopefully he pans out and can replace Fant if we don't retain him, or good guy off the bench if somebody gets injured. And then I just took the best available defensive tackle because just have another body in that room as well.
Well, there you have it, everybody. So the mocks are in. The poll is out there. I just put the poll up. Bob, have a good night, buddy. Good that you made it with us tonight. I'm glad you're here. Have a great night. So tell us which mock you think is the best. If I had to vote for one, I would pick WA2Ks. That, I think, landed the best for me. That would be my vote. But,
but it is a little unfair. I mean, he had Hutchinson fall into his lap. I mean,
imagine if
Hutchinson sitting there. Wow, what a
imagine if the GM of the Jets at pick 4 said, "What? This is not fair."
I gotta pass
There's
up.
no crying and mock drafting.
Oh,
No crying.
I'm just saying it's a little unfair. That's all.
Hey, it looks like I'm coming in 4th out of 5 in the first poll. So come on, let me at least have a little context.
That's right. Look, the first poll, I think I won that one.
Yeah,
because I did the best is what usually
I think it's because you were probably the boldest. You took chances, and I think the chat respects that.
Of course, yeah. You could make up all the reasons and everything, but I'll tell you what, coming out of that first round with Kayvon Thibodeau and Garrett Wilson and a first and a pick 43, yeah, anybody who didn't vote for it has got problems. That's what I think. That's just the Jets too. We could have.
Well, I just think it's a little weird. He gets Aiden Hutchinson.
I got Nakobe Dean in the second round. Is that are you upset about that as well, or is it just because that's the way it fell?
I am upset about that because everybody knows Nakobe Dean. Everybody's familiar. Nobody knows Logan Hall, but I'm telling you, Logan Hall's a good.
He's from Houston. I know a little bit about him.
I'm just for the chat. He's not a high-profile guy right now, but I'm telling you, that guy as a third-round pick is a heck of a pick. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, some of these clips are going to go down in infamy. Some of these things we're saying about these players, whether positive or negative. I can't wait.
Right. Wow. Three Amigos reminds us crying is only for the trivia portion of the show.
I'm making cry again on Thursday.
All right. So, okay, we're going to end the poll in a minute. Any Jets news you want to wrap it up with? Just we're going to wait a few minutes to give them the vote. Don't forget to vote in the poll, guys. Anything that we need to discuss in the next couple minutes that just while we wait for some votes, anything on the docket we want to get out? Anybody?
Let's see if there's any breaking news. Cowboys owner, breaking news of 1 hour ago. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones has released a statement on the passing of former longtime running back coach Gary Brown, who passed away at 52. He was loved by everyone who was lucky enough to know him. Gary Brown passed away. That's the breaking news.
52. No, it's from just Godspeed to Dwayne Haskins' family.
Yeah.
That's the thing to say tonight.
That's a tough one. It really is, man. I'm just, you never want to hear stuff like that. What do you guys think of the Adam Schefter thing? You think it's a big deal? You think people are mad about it? What do you guys think? Jeremy, what do you think of it?
What's the Schefter thing?
What are you referring to?
Well, he put out a tweet in, condolences for Dwayne Haskins, but he added, he said the quarterback is now with the Steelers. Struggled with the Washington Redskins and now is trying to become he just put that he's a struggling young quarterback. He added that line. Mm-hmm. So people were mad that he added why are you talking about how he's struggling when you're offering condolences, probably unnecessary, but he deleted the tweet, but 20,000 people already saw it or something like that. So they have it and it's everywhere. And people are literally asking for his resignation.
Oh, come on.
Wow.
I also heard, is it true? I think McAfee was talking about that Schefter's salary is $9 million. Wow. $9 million. How could Schefter be worth $9 million? I know they're worth a lot, but $9 million for Schefter to put out tweets that he gets from agents? I mean, basically is a stenographer. The agent says, put this out, and he goes, okay, and he tweets. That's his job.
Yeah. I guess, it's
on that contract negotiation.
Well, I think it's kind of like when somebody, they put in all the years and the work into inventing something, and then it only costs 20 cents to make it. And it's like, well, why are you charging me $100 to make it when it costs 20 cents? It's like, well, because I put in all the time to create this. Now it's easy, sure. But it took me years to develop this network and everything. So I think that probably has more to do with it. It's very similar, Frankie, and you might relate to this. Salesmen, if they move within the same industry, they move from one company to the next. A lot of times the company hiring them will pay them for what they call their book of business. So they know they're bringing with them already established relationships, so they don't have to build everything. They know this guy's coming. He's already going to do X, Y, and Z for us. So they'll pay him more than somebody else doing the same job.
I mean,
you know what? The Schefter thing, now that you mentioned the Schefter thing, that doesn't bother me. But did you guys hear what Gil Brandt said about it? About Dwayne Haskins?
That was a little worse.
Yes. That was a couple of levels worse.
What did he say?
He said that he was essentially living to die.
Living to
like
be
literally.
dead. He said maybe if
to be
he
dead.
stayed in school year, he wouldn't do silly things like jogging on a highway.
Well, how does he know what happened? I mean, how do these people think they know what happened? I mean, do we even know? He was walking on the road. We don't know why or what happened or what was happening.
Now he did apologize after the backlash. So
millions of people jog on roads every day. Millions.
Yeah.
But that was a weird. I heard that clip. I was like, ooh, that's. I mean, he was living. How did he say it? What's okay? Living to die, living to be dead.
He was living to die, like he had a death wish. Basically, it's like just because he didn't work out as a great quarterback in the NFL doesn't mean he had a death wish or he wasn't a good human being. It just So
Larry Turkin, we're going to give it another minute. We'll answer this question. Larry Turkin wants to know, Frankie, how could the Jets have the second hardest schedule in football? We suck. How did it work out that way?
I don't know, but I did hear Warren Sharp talking about this today, so it is true. If Warren Sharp is saying it, you know it's true in terms of data. So we do have the second hardest schedule in football this year. I have no idea how that is. It's supposed to be a thing where the scheduling gives you a break if you stink. And the Rams and the Bengals should have the hardest schedule, but they apparently don't. So I don't know. I don't know how it works out, But on the other hand, the way I see it is we have to be so good that it doesn't matter. That's the only way to think about this. We have to be so good that things like this just don't matter. And we have to hope and pray that Zach is the guy. The same thing we've been saying all the time. So, it sucks. But at the same time, it's like, well, of course, we're the Jets. What do you expect?
So I'll put a little counter at it if I could. I don't know what criteria this guy's using, but if you just go on last year's records, the Jets are actually right in the middle. They're 17th.
Yeah, but you got to go by the Warren Sharp stuff. Warren Sharp has this. Sharp has it down to a science, Y2K, and he factors in all the stuff it has to do with Vegas win totals and this and that, and he's got it down to a science. And he says, so I think that's where the chatter was getting it from. And he says we have the second worst, and he says that he's been doing this and it's accurate, and he's Warren Sharp, so that's where it's coming from.
Well, maybe after the draft, maybe he'll change it again. Who knows? Right.
Well, Yoitz is checking and he says, this is all higher level chess playing, man. We're just scheming to get another draft pick next year. That's what this is. Don't sweat it, everybody. We're just working on a high pick.
Look, if Zach Wilson is good, none of this matters because we have the weapons now. We have an offensive line now. We have one. We have tight ends who can block and catch the ball now. We will have wide receivers. We have some now. We'll have more. So it all comes down to Zach. Our defense can't be any worse. We were 32nd. Right. There's only 32 teams. We were 32nd. You can't fall any farther. So we're probably going to have a better defense just by random stats.
So defense just by not getting injured.
Well,
tell me about it, right, man? That would be be key. That would be key. If we can just do that, that's going to change everything. If we can just not be as injured as we were last year. So I'm ending the poll right now. Here's how it went. Y2K takes it home with 46%. Frankie came behind him at 23%. I came with 20%, and poor little Jeremy with 10% of the votes.
I'd like to thank the computer. I'd like to thank the website for manipulating everything exactly how I wanted it to be.
Yeah, that was good. I'd like
to thank random chance.
I'd like to thank Warren Sharp for getting me Aiden Hutchinson.
Right. Oh, man. So, all right, we're going to wrap it up on that note. Congratulations, Y2K. Hard, well earned. Well earned. You've worked very hard for this. So, all right, guys. Well, we're going to wrap this one up. I want to remind you, all the guys on the panel, their information is in the description of this video. Links to their channels. Jeremy's channel is NFL Chaos with Jeremy. He does all kinds of fun stuff over there. Wednesday night with one Y2K right here. Wacky Wednesdays every week. And he also does a show on, was it Fridays with Dom or Fridays, right?
Sundays with Dom.
Sundays.
And Fridays with Nick Shine.
Nah, that's right. Fridays with Nick Shine, and Dom C is on Sunday. They do dueling mocks. Frankie's channel, which just passed 1,000 subs. Congratulations again, Frankie. Frankie from Flatbush on YouTube and Odyssey as well. Don't forget about Odyssey. And and Y2K, president of the Virginia Jets fan club. We will all be making some plans to hit up his club this season, and we'll have a good time. But with that said, we're going to wrap this up, guys. Everybody in the chat, thank you. Great, really great participation tonight. And thank you for voting me the best king of the first round mocks and Y2K, whatever. But have a good night, everybody. This was fun, and we will see you next time.